we are live. I think.
We're live.
I hope we're live. And everybody see us, hear us, completely fine. If you can't, please let us know down in those comments.
Hasn't come up on my TV or on my phone yet.
Help us along.
Oh, no, what do you have?
Phil, you're on a live and then you're watching yourself on the live.
We're definitely live. I just checked.
Maybe mine's got a lag or something. Oh, there we go.
I remember the first time I ever went live with anybody, and I didn't know that I had to join in via StreamYard. So I'm on the YouTube, like going like, "Why is there such a delay?" You're like, "Danny."
I have the comments coming up on my phone now because it's as you know yourself on StreamYard, it's delayed by about half an hour.
Yeah.
So, hi Charlie Marsh, hi Ellie, obviously, hi Phil, hi Keeper Cards, hi Danny, hi Christine, hi Greg.
Lots of nice folk in. Some of my
Hi,
favourite people are in.
Russell.
Greg's here.
Hey Tarantula Mom,
On screen. Jade's here.
Fuzzy Mates, hi Thomas, hi Kristen, hi Diana, hey Troy, hey John, hi Jade. I hope that's everybody. If I've missed you, then I do apologise. And if you're whacking questions or anything in the comments, bear in mind, you know, there's four of us kind of interacting and trying to watch those comments at the same time. Just keep asking the same comment and I will pick it up at some point. But if I don't get it straight away, I do apologise. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, I am pretty slow.
Hey, Stefan. Annabelle says hi, Danny.
Hey, Stefan.
Hey, Derek.
Scovilles. I love that.
Check Stefan out on Instagram.
Oh, I've got him. Yeah, he's a beast. He's the only person I know that will definitely outshine me with a hot sauce.
Have you seen that? Is it Terror of Nuts tunnel thing?
Yeah, no.
Beard versus Food did it. And it's like a little pot like this, and it's round.
Yeah.
And it's just full of super hot nuts. My God. They're talking about Scovilles in the millions, and I was thinking, I need to send that link over to Stefan to see if he'll do that one. I've seen him do the gummy bear and stuff like that.
Yeah. I tried the fire noodles, and I actually tried them without knowing they were fire noodles. I just thought they were spicy noodles. And I just made them, started eating them, and I'm like, wow, these are hot. And then I went online and found out there was challenges to eat them. Like, oh my God.
Spider-Man got it straight away. Tuba Terra.
Yeah.
Stefan says that's 13 million. Oh, mate, I'd be in pain. My stomach would be, my bowels would be going down to hell.
That's gonna be like pepper spray hot, right?
I mean, it'd probably kill me. I can't handle a jalapeno, so.
I believe it's pronounced jalapeno. For all those English Nazis out there, it is not.
Danny! My God, where do I start? Where do we start? I know you're exceptionally good friends with Ellie. So am I. She's always on the live every single Tuesday. I love her to bits. Big Phil is literally one of the most intelligent geezers on this platform. Full stop. I have so much respect for him, and he is obviously an exceptionally big fan of yours as well as. So, where did the invert keeping start, or should I say, the fear of spiders from 6 years ago?
Callum's here.
So yeah, I began my journey being brave because I was terrified of spiders for almost all of my life, and that's definitely inherited from my family. For us, it was if there's a spider in the house, you get a shoe. And obviously, I don't do that kind of stuff now. In fact, I've turned full Gandhi, and now I'm like, I love all animals and creatures, and literally every time I eat a chicken wing, I'm feeling like sorrow and pain in my heart. I've tried the veggie thing; it's hard, but that's another story for maybe later. But no, the spider thing, I think, like I said, it's just inherited. I think it came from my mother, and I remember times in school where people would throw spiders at me and stuff like that because they knew I was scared of them. And I'd be like, I'm a giant. So I'd be like, running off and stuff. And then one day, a good friend of mine called Scoot was when I used to run the pub. He had a spider, a tarantula. And he was like, oh, check these pictures out. And I'm like, ooh. And he's like, no, Danny, they're really cool and they're really easy to keep. And, you should consider getting one. It'll help you with your fears. Something just snapped. And that same day, I finished my work early and left the bar, went straight up to the pet shop and blew 250 quid on a T-Albo. At the time, it was a Brachyalbo, as well as the tank, all the stuff. The pet shop was like, oh, this guy. So I'm like, if that's what I need, 250 quid doesn't sound bad to me. Now I'd be like, do not spend 250 quid on any spider and tank unless it's like something super, super fancy. Don't do it. You can do it much cheaper. So yeah, it kind of spiraled from there. I brought it home, set it up, was just sort of staring at it like, what have I done? And then my missus came home and she's like, what have you done? And
hey, Callum. Hi, Corey. Hi, Carl.
And then I bought another one, and then another one, and then watched all the YouTube videos and got into Tom's Big Spiders, and then the rest is history, mate.
Didn't you have to dig something out of a rolled up poster?
No, this was. You talking about? Has she told you about the snake?
That's what I'm talking about. A 6-foot corn snake.
Yeah. So her mate was like, Danny likes exotic animals and he's not got a snake. My boyfriend
tell you if you didn't find it, she was going to leave.
Pretty much the words. Yeah, she said this. But I found this snake in it was very lucky because I'd spent like maybe 2 hours searching the whole room for it, and I just saw its tail go into the end of the tunnel, into the end of the tube. So I just picked the tube up and I'm like, oh, you cheeky. So I managed to find it. But because I lived in a pub, all I could think was, man, if it's got through like the floor somewhere, it's going to be in the pub at some point. It's just going to start dangling through like the light fitting or something. I panicked. I honestly panicked. So yeah, we've got
a couple more little bits from your missus, which I'll kind of drop out throughout the night. But obviously, you're a massive invert fan. But then some people are going to know a lot, might not know, but prognosis.
That's my other passion. Yes.
I was introduced to it actually by Phil probably a couple of months ago, and I was like, why isn't this guy like up there?
I mean, I was having a good time pre-lockdown and COVID. We'd just done 2 big gigs over in the Netherlands. We supported Opeth and Vintage Caravan and Death Angel and Clone. And we basically were pulled in last minute because a band called Black Peaks had basically had to pull out. And they were great. They were really, really good band. And they've unfortunately had to disband. But we basically got their slot on the main stage and played in front of like 3,000 odd people, and it was amazing. And it was like, oh my god, I'm finally a rock star. We got treated like rock stars. We got their 5-star hotel, which I must have spent 2 hours in. Which in hindsight, I'm like, God, I just wish I'd spent my time in there. But we ended up partying all night, walking through the Netherlands trying to find the hotel at like 5 a.m. We got back. Like I said, 2 hours sleep and straight back on the bus to get home. It was amazing. And since then, we've had a bit of a funny one actually because of COVID. We ended up we let our drummer go because he was pain, and then our other guitar player, the long ginger hair guy, if you see the pictures, he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He wasn't feeling it. So me and the blonde guy Phil, we were on our own with it, and it's an interesting one, and I won't bore you all with it, but we essentially we were playing Pokemon Go on the way back from band practice because we're big nerds and I love Pokemon, as you can tell, and we found this guy on Pokemon Go, and he was sending me gifts, and he was called Drummer Akoya. And I didn't know anybody called Drummer Akoya, like username-wise. I didn't really think much of it at the time. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, a guy called Yan Akoya appeared on my Facebook. I was like, I wonder if that's Drummer Akoya. And so I messaged him, I was like, you a drummer? He's like, yeah, I'm a drummer. So you in a band? He's like, no. When you play Pokemon, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, do you want to join my band? Didn't even do auditions, just brought him in. Like, you play Pokemon, you play drums, it's you. So,
hey, Dale.
Yeah, he came down, and basically we got another guitar player as well, a lad called Lewin, who is absolutely phenomenal. He introduced Phil to the headless guitars. They play 8-string guitars, which is mental. I play a 5-string bass. I also play guitar and drums because I'm just that good. But yeah, they've just been writing a new album, and things are going really well. I mean, we've had a couple of gigs recently. Played one a couple of nights ago. A place called Rebellion in Manchester, which is our home, our spiritual home. You know, we started there. Our first ever gig was there. We won Metal to the Masses, and we played Bloodstock because of that place. And then we ended up doing a gig the other night, and for the owner's birthday, just for fun. It's quite cool.
That is absolutely awesome. Everybody in the comments, we will get to your questions probably just a little bit later on. So just bear with, and then we can kind of just go from subject to subject just a bit later on, that's all.
I'm good at wittering, by the way, so at any point if you think, God, Danny, shut up, just tell me, because I'll go and go.
Oh, me and Phil were kind of, checking beers, checking your beard. Mine kind of goes like this. Phil's goes like that. Yours comes like straight down. What's the secret?
Don't come onto stream after wearing a mask. Big one.
Dale's been a member for 9 months. Cheers, Dale. Nice one, mate. So the secret's nothing to do with catwalks or no?
No.
Nothing to do with your missus's TG catwalk conditioner and shampoo. That's where we're going wrong. We shouldn't be using the links, Phil. We should be using.
There is a little bit of a trick there. It's called Tiggy Catwalk. And it is it's like £9 a bottle, and it's about this big. So for how much you get in it, it's pretty cheap shampoo, but it is good stuff. And it's the only shampoo that I have that actually and conditioner, because gotta keep it soft for the ladies, for the Kirsten. And basically it just keeps it nice. And Tiggy Catwalk, I highly recommend it. I'm not endorsed by them, so
currently I'm using Beard and Bones at the moment.
Beard and Bones. Okay.
I find
stuff doesn't like.
I've got a bit of bedhead on mine.
Dry, so I have to use like a shampoo and then a conditioner.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say like I'm a princess with all like the regime of like beauty stuff, because I don't really do like that. I shave my head, otherwise I end up getting all the shadow stuff going on, and then it comes through and I'd look like It the Clown. Otherwise, yeah, it's just my beard, so I've got to look after it.
I know you said you're not a princess, but don't you do stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. Blue Steel, yeah. Man, she's told you too much, is what she's done.
Mate, there's a cracking story for after 9 o'clock, which I was absolutely howling over. Just anybody in the comments after 9 is like, that's the watershed, so we can swear and we can approach an adult conversation.
Oh, Kirsty. Wait till you get home.
Absolute cracker. It took a while to get bits and bobs out of her.
Yeah. I think the very fact that you've even gone to that much effort, mate, shows like this is a good show. This is a good show.
It's people in the comments, and it's Ellie as well, because the Tuesday live she is half of it.
Yeah.
There's been, Ellie will tell you, there's been times when I spoke to her because I've been like down here, and if I hadn't spoke to her, there's no way I would have gone, we'll go live. Do you know what I mean? So she's just as much. Where is she? Just as much to, you know, she's 50% of it. Yeah.
She's not said anything yet.
No, she's awesome. She's such a nice person.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Ellie and Phil at the shows, and I've seen yourself as well, but you were busy. So next time I want a cuddle and a photo, mate. Is what I want.
Definitely. Like I said on PM though, do you know what I mean? I made a lot of mistakes a while ago, so you kind of just think everybody's like.
It's a year later, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Time's a healer, and I personally had no offense from you, so no beef, my friend.
I've got one more question, and then I'm going to see what Phil and Ellie have got for you as well. But obviously, chatting to Kirsty. I want to hear about the cat, the itchy face, the tape.
Oh, okay. So I've never I'm very careful with tarantulas, and rarely have I done silly things. I did one silly thing. The night started off it was about 2 in the morning.
We've all done this. We've literally all done this.
So 2 in the morning, I was on a stream with on Instagram with Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks, and we were having a feed off. And I'm pretty certain that video probably still exists on their channel, on their at the channel or on their Instagram. So having this big feed off, and I don't know if anyone knows their format, but basically it's 10 spiders versus 10 spiders, and whoever spiders take the food, you get a point. At the end of the 10 spiders, the one with the most points win. And you all know through feeding spiders that occasionally one just doesn't want to eat, and that's that. So you don't get a point for it. So they won. To cut the story short, they basically trounced me. Their spiders were hungry. Mine were like, no. I mean, I literally pulled out the ones I thought, you guys are all great eaters. Yeah. And then I did a bonus one at the end, and this is the story now. So I've got this big mature male LP. So we know they like to go for wanders, males. That's what they do. They're looking for the ladies. It was in an Exoterra 45 by 30. And I opened up the doors and I took the lid off. And I'm like filming, or she's filming actually. I'm feeding. So I drop the cricket in. Spider grabs the cricket. Like, awesome. Wish I'd picked you as one of the feeding spiders. Close the doors. Turn the lights off, went to bed. So I missed a very crucial thing there. I didn't put the lid back on.
And they do like to go arboreal.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. But yeah, this thing, I don't know if it fell off the table because the table was about 6 foot high, or it climbed down the side, whatever it did, it got down and it got out of the room. So in the morning, must have been like, I think we got up early, and I don't know why we got up early, because obviously with staying up late on the stream, I think the cat might have been meowing loads. In fact, the cat was meowing loads. So I go out, and the cat's at the bottom of the hallway. Now, where I used to live, it was above a pub. I used to run Grand Central in Manchester, and it's one long corridor with a bathroom near the front door, and then it's like I had my spider room and an office here. We had her dressing room, we had a kitchen, bedroom, and all rooms off this one corridor. Cat's right at the other end. And then I go down, I pick the cat up. I'm like, I'm topless because I've been in bed and I've just woken up, gone to the bathroom. So I've picked the cat up. Like, oh, what's wrong with you? Stop being stupid. Give him a big stroke and a cuddle. Like nuzzle the cat like you do. Put him down. He's still being weird. Kirsty does the same thing. She's like there, picking him up, rubbing it all over her face. He goes into the bathroom because she's like, I'm a bit itchy. So she goes in there, and then the cat runs back to where he started, right at the end of the hallway. And I just had this moment going, oh no. Because it all just came flashing back. I was like, I didn't put the lid back on. So I'm legging it back to the room, check. I'm like, I didn't put the lid back on and the spider's gone. So I went out, looked, I just saw where the cat was, looked up the wall. I'm like, oh, man. Massive LP on the wall. Very, very bald looking, but. And then it was like, oh, God, the cat's been haired to hell. So then I was like, uh-oh, we've just cuddled the cat. All this rash on me. Luckily, it was an LP, and Lassie hairs are not killer. But the first thing I did, instead of like rubbing them, was I went to get the tape. I'm like, Kirsty, don't come out the room. Don't come out the bathroom. So I'm there. I go and get a catch cup. She's like, what? Straight open the door. She's like, oh my God, big spider on the wall. Managed to get it in, no problem. Put the spider back. Then comes the fun part, because like I said, she'd rub the cat all over her face. I'd like pick the cat up as well. And then, we got the tape, and I started putting tape all on her face, pulling the tape off to try and get any hairs we could. The cat was twitching for about 2 weeks. And I was like, I've damaged my cat. I'm a terrible person. He's absolutely fine now. So they all obviously all went in the end, and I had a bit of a rash for a couple of days. She had a rash on her face. And I'm so sorry, girl, because I think she was going out that night as well. So I got in a little bit of trouble, and it was like, if that happens again. So yeah, that's the tape and the spider story. Which is probably my best story.
There is one more story that she told me, but we're gonna have to wait until that watershed.
Oh, God.
Mate,
that is just going to be what have you been told?
I was in the work van, right, and it went off, so I thought I'll pull over, and it was a good 5 minutes before I could pull off again. I nearly wet myself. I was just like, the scenario in my mind, I was literally howling.
Story about my birthday, is it? Oh God.
Oh, no. What's the story about your birthday? Is that one we can do before 9 o'clock?
Probably not, no. That was the one I was thinking of. Like, is it that one? I'll tell you that later. Why not?
What we'll do is we'll go over to Ellie and see if she's got a few questions for you, and then see what Phil's got up his sleeve as well as.
Cool. Hi, Ellie.
Hi. I don't got questions.
All right, Phil. We'll go to Phil then.
I already told you. I talked to Danny. We're friends.
Yeah, but people watching don't know what you know, so you might. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I can tell you how like Ellie has been like a big supporter of Keeper Cards for a very long time. Like I remember you were still at uni, weren't you, doing your design stuff, right? And you used to send me like you were doing your games and stuff like that. I remember, yeah. And then I had the pleasure of meeting you this year at the Invert shows as well. And it turns out that you're really tiny. Like, you're like half my height. And I got to meet your kids as well, and they're all absolutely brilliant lads and amazing kids. So, yeah, Ellie's awesome.
Thank you.
We have got a lot of love for Ellie on this channel.
I'm dreading what Phil's got to ask me.
And me. There's going to be metal stuff thrown in there because half the bands you named, they're newer. So I'm not quite sure who they are. I'm I'm kind of 90s and early 2000s type of music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. New metal guy, huh? Yeah.
Whereas I'm kind of all metal.
Yeah.
I
made of the stuff.
I like music. I mean, I went to see Michael Bolton not long ago. Yeah.
Jade, I'm 5'11". How tall are you, Phil?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I measured how tall I was. I suffered. I'm under 6 foot. I know that much.
I'm 6'3". If I stand up straight, I'm 6 foot.
Ellie's about 3 inches, isn't you?
We'll be saving that stuff for after 9 o'clock.
An Ellie reaction's always a profound reaction.
I'm not.
Phil's 5'8".
I might be right.
I know.
I'd put you as a 5'8", maybe 5'9".
Yeah, probably something around there.
Yeah. I met your mum. She's nice.
Yeah. She does a lot of the
show. More spiders in her hand than you did, mate. She's like running around buying all the bugs and stuff.
She gets into it just as much as I do. Sort of thing.
Greg says I'm shorter than you also there.
Greg, I think we could put you on my shoulders and we'll get one of the giant coats.
Jade says she's 5'7", maybe 8 in heels.
7 foot
Spider
together.
Mum's 5'9". Tarantula Mum's 5'5". My word.
My mum, when she gets into it, she'll go around and buy a lot of things like very quickly. One Doncaster, good done well. She's like, right, I'm buying that red Tegu. I'm buying that. I'm buying it. But I was just like, how much money?
I was very good this year. I actually, in all the shows I went to, I didn't buy a single thing.
I say that.
It was hard. I was trading, so that was kind of easy because I was like trying to make money, not spend it. I did actually buy. I bought 2 jelly pots for my ants because I bought an ant. I still have a queen ant that I got in around March last year. She laid 1 egg, and it gave birth. So it hatched. The egg didn't give birth. It hatched, and then this tiny little ant came out, and then it died. And then this ant has literally spent its entire time pacing backwards and forward. And I'm like, it's just tight. I just feel mean. It's an L Niger, which is a Lasius Niger, which is a UK-based ant. Thought, surely that'll be easier to keep. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just let it go.
Yeah, with the second part of that, you have to be really careful with YouTube.
What's that?
Well, the ant people just say Elasia species. Because the second part, because everybody knows it's a racist terminology.
Oh, is it? It's also a country, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but a lot of the ant people want it changing, so it's just waiting for it to get changed. But
fair enough.
If you say it how it looks,
you don't.
It's not nice.
I'm ginger, so I'm the last group of people in the entire world that's going to get like the respect they deserve. To this day, us gingers still get it rough.
See, so everybody on the channel, Callum, yourself, I'm thinking, and Dale, who keep calling me ginger, just compare. Just compare right now.
I mean, you are a little ginger, but I'm a big ginger now, just very bright orange.
Jay says it was being flagged all over the ant groups on Facebook, so the band is saying the name. Oh, well,
I mean,
we've got
Facebook because
is that because people can't spell? Because that's not how you spell that particular slur.
Well, that's it. And
not
it's
everybody
it's
can
a
pronounce
term as well, and it's a country.
If you want to block that out after this stream and just sort of mute it, you can do. I obviously definitely just talking about the ant.
If I get a message for it, then yeah, I will. If I don't, I won't.
Yeah. I find that mad. Who's got a weak spot for gingers?
Careful, Jason will come after you.
I don't know, Layla, when she come back from your stand with that hat, had a massive smile on her face, and I was like, God, she's falling for another invert keeper. So we're gonna have pictures of Danny next to pictures of alternative inverts, and that's it.
I mean, Kieran is definitely a looker.
He is a beautiful man, isn't he?
I just look like Richard of the Tarantula Collective.
Hey, Mark. The English version.
The English version, yeah.
The more Viking looking.
I'll say that.
If ever you and Richard are ever like in the same room together, does it like a paradox open up or something? Like what happens there?
Well, actually, it has to be 3. Two just cause a wave in time and space. It's 3 that would cause a paradox, and therefore it's like crossing the streams. You don't do it.
Greg says he shouldn't be doing YouTube. That is a load of.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for Greg to do more YouTube, and I think a lot of people have as well. So,
I mean, he filmed. I think I saw when he filmed today, but it like corrupted or something.
He did say to me he was going to send me something because I don't want to spoil anything. He wants me to have a look at it, so I want to see it. And if he sent it me and I've just not seen it, I'm sorry, but I will look at it the moment I've got it, mate. Yeah, I saw loads of pictures from the invert shows, though, of you lot all sort of like just chilling outside in the sun and eating ice creams and stuff like that. And I was like, oh,
Mate, it got better than that, right?
so jelly.
Ellie was winding me up. She was saying, oh, I can't get there, can't come, I won't be there. And I was like, mate, you've got to come. It's so close to Wales where you live. Do you know what I mean? I mean, just a bit of a backstory to this. I mean, I'm that close with Ellie. There is she, down there. I chased her around her street and over a field to get a hug off her. Do you know what I mean? Literally through stingers and all sorts. So she's going, oh, can't come. After we were all thinking, yeah, she's going to be there, as well as like Phil, Leah, and Mark, you know, and Callum as well, and Dale. We were going to have like a massive meet up after, you know, lockdown had finished. It was going to be absolutely awesome. And then he's like, I can't come. Everybody else knew she was going, and I was like, oh shit.
I was just winding you up.
And then when it got there, she was walking down the hill. But not only that, we were all kind of like, oh, we'll bring a bit of food. Ellie comes down like the catering lady with all these perfectly cut sandwiches, absolutely amazing. All the rest of it. There she is, like, and we were like, what? But yeah, Leah knew about it, Mark knew about it, Phil knew about it, all of them did. Callum, Dale.
Isn't it kind of nice though that they wanted to surprise you?
It was a very nice surprise, yeah. Very, very nice surprise.
It's the kind of thing my mates would do. They'd try and bum me out first and be like, yeah, Danny, we can't make it. And then they'd be like, oh, we got you.
You just see what Leah's put in the comments, sandwich enclosures. That you can imagine a proper like catering tray, plastic with the proper plastic lid. That's what she'd come down with.
So they are sandwich enclosures, yeah.
But that was the Bristol show, and it was the best show to date for me. I mean, the first show I ever went to was BTS 2019, and Bristol was by far the best because of those guys.
Yeah, I bet it was. Well, Bristol was the first one back. Oh, nice. It was the first one back after lockdown, wasn't it? Is that the one you started? Yeah. So that was the first one I ever traded at. My first hour of that was like profusely sweating. In fact, if you look at the picture of me and Ellie, I look like I've been like running because I'm like proper like sweaty and just pretty gross. You know, I was just trying to keep it cool and like meeting a lot of faces that I'd never met before, and I'd only spoke to online. So it was like the nerves had kicked in, and I was excited to see everybody. But it was almost like when I first met Tanya as well. It was just like, you're right, Tanya, you're right, Danny. Like we'd known each other all our lives, and the same with Ellie. It was I saw Ellie, and she's like, "You're right, Danny." Like, "You're right." Just need a photo now. Photos. Try to get as many photos with people so I can prove to everyone I've met them now.
Those photos, when you look at a photo, you're straight back to where it happened, don't you?
Yeah.
You're boom, straight back there. We had wheelchair racing in the car park. Was that at the Bristol show? Was that at the next one?
That was Bedford.
At Bedford.
Because wasn't you? I was inside packing up, but wasn't you pushing Victoria with Terry pushing Leah?
Yeah, it was hilarious. So with the shows in that, Danny, I should imagine majority of people in the comments are going to know exactly what you do. But what do you do?
Well, if I was to formally introduce myself, my name is Danny Daemon, and I created keeper cards, which are husbandry information cards for tarantula keepers. I've just branched out into inverts. I started with a concept, and I got in touch with Tom Moran of Tom's Big Spiders. He endorsed me. He checked out the information. He made sure everything was correct. It's all well and good me going like, hey, people who don't know me, buy my spider cards. It was much easier to find somebody who, I'll explain why how I connected with Tom about a year earlier. But
Phil, do you want to get those cards up again? Sorry.
That's all right.
It's my fault because I went. I'll pull Danny down a bit so you can see him.
Yeah, so basically, I got Tom Moran of Tom's Big Spiders to check over the information for me. And then because I'm not convinced, but because I got Tom to agree to have a look at them, I got in touch with Tarantula Dan. And Tarantula Dan, Mr. Dan Oakley, he then also endorsed them, and he agreed to review them. And then I contacted. I tried to contact Alex of Tarantula Haven, and to this day he's like, oh, I wish I'd checked my emails because he never replied to me. But then I got in touch with Cat of Tarantula Cat, and then I also got in touch with Mark's Tarantulas as well. So that's 4 of the 5 people who reviewed the starter pack, because there was only 5 reviews for it.
You had me at Tom Moran. I ain't gonna lie. You had me at Tom Moran.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tom was my everything for spiders, and he still is. And he's the guy that, if I don't know, I'm going to ask him because he's going to know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of it's totally grown since then, and that's the best part. Because I've got Dan and Dan do Petco, we've got the Dart Den involved as well, and obviously Dart Den, not just me, but a lot of people, especially now, will get into tarantula keeping, and they'll inevitably watch some Dart Den. And yeah, Petco is an absolute star. He's actually just released a new video with his fake Nefer something or other.
Is it in your water, or is it the other one?
It's the fake. Is it an orb?
Golden orb.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a different species, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
It's not Nephila or the other one. It's something else.
That's correct. So he's at the end of that video. He does a Petco style review of my cards where he goes. So we got these. These are keeper cards, and I like Danny, and these are good. And you should go support Danny. You should buy some of my merch too. And yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah.
That's generally all he ever needed to be, and that's all I ever asked for him. He's been an absolute star. So yeah, Petco basically has done a review of every single pack. Tom Moran's done a review of all the packs. He's not released his current review for the new one yet. But through kind of getting that first Kickstarter out there, it opened up a lot of doors for me to be able to get other big YouTube names involved as well. So we got the Tarantula Collective involved. Obviously Richard and I really, we've had live streams together. I was on his podcast and stuff like that. So yeah, keeper cards is trading cards, and as a big Pokemon fan, I always collected Pokemon cards and stuff as a kid. I just thought I think they'd go down well. I thought people will like them, and I wanted something for the front of my tanks. I wanted something that you'd find at a zoo that has like the little map on it, some pictures of what they look like when they're full size, because half the time you get a sling, and that sling takes like 2 years to grow. You don't know what your adult looks like.
Phil is a zookeeper.
I know. I can't wait to get to Phil's zoo, to be fair.
And he's got them as well. And when you look at them, there's other companies that do very, 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 very brief information, and it's a bit sketchy to say the least. It comes in sticker form, right? And I've got YouTube channels and stuff like that, stickers up there on my enclosures. What happens if the spider in that enclosure needs upgrading? I've then got to scrape it. I don't like stickers on enclosures.
You take your label off. I mean,
labels, yeah, that's great. But yours aren't stickers, so you can put them there, take them off. Dead simple. So you've not got to clean it down. That's what I really, really like.
You can use those top loaders as well. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They look like, in fact, I've got one here. So this is a top loader, and it's called a top loader because the card goes in the top. What you could do is you can probably tape like double-sided sticky tape them to the back of your tanks, and all you've got to do is
old school blue tack.
Old school blue tack works.
I use blue tack a lot for my labels.
That is a cracking idea.
But that means it doesn't get wet. Because I realised I had one on my LP tank for a while, and because I got it wet, it started kind of misshapen a bit. So, disappointing.
Spider Mum says she's got the base pack, and she does not intend to open it. That, to me, speaks volumes.
The starter pack of keeper cards or the base pack of Pokemon?
I haven't opened my base pack, don't intend to, she says. I don't know.
Wicked. That's awesome. I mean,
you're awesome, Danny, says Diana.
I think the people who may or may not have the very original one. So this here is from the first Kickstarter.
Keeper
So
cards,
like-
Spider-Mum said.
Oh, the keeper, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, don't open it then. Keep it closed. And if you've got one that's got the black tissue round, because I stopped doing that about a year ago. I used to wrap every single one like it was a present and put a sticker on it and really like love and attention to them. And I still put love and attention into them, but I have to kind of funnel that into other areas of love and attention now, rather than just the presentation of one thing. Like prior to getting my label maker for printing addresses on, to have to like print them off, cut them out, stick them in one of these things for every single thing I did. And my system at the start was really, really inefficient.
Bedtime.
So yeah, I mean we've carried on from there. I've done t-shirts. I've worked with different YouTubers and stuff. I've tried to create like holo cards. I've tried to create like limited edition stuff. I did stuff for Fatal Fangs 3. I did stuff for Creature Crate. Creature Crate actually got my very first non-tarantula card. They got the
I've
oh
got
my
it.
god, you got it, awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got it's a scorpion. Can't remember, is it
Heterometrus.
Yes, and
Yep,
it's
I got it too.
nice.
There it is.
I can tell you that one's rare. Oh, Salinas, yes. So that is definitely rare. I only made like 50 of those. So if you get one of them ones, like, I also
available through Creature Crate, isn't it, as well?
That's right. Yeah. So I also did something for. I don't know if anyone knows the Colorado Arachnid Club. Kelly Stevenson. She was a big supporter from the start. She actually got my starter pack to the Deadly Tarantula Girl.
Creature Crate still has some of those cards available. Lee's Features is one half. Robbie's Talking Teas is the other.
100% go and get them off them, yeah.
So
anymore.
Drop them a message if you want one of those. But I'd say do it pretty quick. Hi, Michael.
I might be messaging them getting them back.
Leah, Phil, I love you, but you're such a nerd. That's why everybody loves him. His nerdness is amazing.
His nerd level is 5,000.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I did. I've done a few more bits. I did a card for Colorado Arachnid Club, and I did. Who else have I done stuff for? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I did the Andrew Smith pack, which was like that was a massive honor for me having, because to me Andrew Smith is like the David Attenborough of tarantulas. Him and Guy Tansley especially, you know, they go out on location and they do the filming and the documentaries and stuff. So to have him,
I spoke to Guy, you know, I messaged him. He just messages back like a normal guy. So like, just yeah, sure, I'll help you.
You'll have to believe that he is actually a normal guy.
Andrew Smith, I have a picture of me and him at BTS.
Yeah,
and it literally looks like he's my dad. It literally just is mental.
yeah.
I'll find it you and send it you, Danny, after us.
Definitely, mate, definitely.
So I have a rare DVD of Andrew Smith's.
Oh yeah, which one?
His after dinner talk at BTS lectures from a few years ago. He had them at Brighton. There was 4 DVDs and said, "That's it." There's only 4.
Wow. Bootleg.
To be fair though, when it comes to inverts, he's got quite a few of the rarer stuff.
I believe so.
Some of the books he's managed to get hold of, like go searching on eBay, and it's just like they're not there.
I started collecting all sorts of stuff myself. I can't even name any of it. I picked up different books and different things. I got for last Christmas. I got the what's he called? Fernandez New World Tarantulas book. That thing's always like 120 quid.
No.
But it is up to date. I've also got Andrew Smith's identification book as well, which was like pretty much the first attempt at a tarantula identification book, which is really cool. So I got a copy of that, and then basically, if it had a tarantula on it in any way, shape, or form, I just tried to buy it because I wanted to read as much as possible. And then I started diving into like, I I'm a big nerd as well, and I started buying books about arthropod fossils and stuff like that, and basically like they're all looked under microscopes at the cells of them. Honestly, it goes really deep into these things, and I just find it super fascinating and interesting, and I feel like it helps with my research because I don't want to be giving false information out with any of these cards. If people are going to trust me, then I want to make sure that I'm giving them the absolute accurate stuff, you know.
I think the fact that you were like, well, you know, here's keeper cards, boom. The fact that you've gone, well, I've gone to Tom Moran, Mark's Tarantulas, both of those guys, for me, are like literally miles up there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've not just gone off your own knowledge. You've gone, well, something might have changed, and these guys are going to know about it.
Yep. Credibility is the big one. We got very lucky with the first starter pack because prior to me getting it mass produced, I say mass produced, I mean like I had 1,000 made, and that's about a guy. I got a very angry guy, and I'll tell you after 9 o'clock when I can rant. So after I got the 1,000, just before I got the 1,000 made, Brachypelma got reclassified to lethal cattle.
That was
So
just
there
like,
are-
why do that? Just why do that? Peter
different,
Simon, Solana,
different genus. Just different genus
Yeah.
for now.
I was let know about that about a year in advance.
Yeah.
That was going to
Phil,
happen.
why did they do it then?
Because
Why
they're
didn't
different
you
parts.
tell me?
They are
What,
completely
sorry?
different.
Do you know anything else?
They're not related, really. Like the DNA work on them was sort of like they had a whole identification of Brachypelma at our conference, and it was like we're only going to focus on the red-legged ones because all the ones that aren't are about to be reclassified, and it's all going through now,
Wow.
sort of thing. And it was like,
Yeah.
and literally, and the guy was just like, and if you look at them, you know they're not the same genus. Just look at he was like, you compare vegans to Hamori.
Sure.
It was just like they're not the same genus. Why would they put in the same?
I wonder if I can find. Oh yeah. This,
Take care, Spider-Man. See you later.
That's it, Christine.
Thank you
Take
for
care.
joining as well. If you're not subscribed to Christine, Spider-Man 1978, make sure you do so. She is so close to getting that 1K subscriber. It's unreal.
That's a rare card. There's only like 5 of them. So
Have you got one of them, Phil?
No.
I can see it on your face. You want it, don't you?
yeah, I'm thinking one day to justify actually making something like this, I might do a legacy pack. And what I'll do is I'll go back through some of the old text and I'll basically make the cards, but I'll do them with the original names that they were very first given. So they won't be like accurate in terms of science now, but they'll certainly like when Polcock and all that lot.
You could even do one on how tarantulas are not tarantulas.
Yeah.
But they're not tarantulas at all.
No, because the tarantula is in fact a wolf spider, right?
It's a wolf spider. Yeah. The only
And if
tarantula
you
is a
know
wolf
how
spider.
big they've had the bold pack, we kind of explain that a little bit.
Which one is it, Phil?
I think it's literally in the scientific name.
It's not a Porto Santo, is it? That's the
No.
Schmidt.
Scattering Guy says, what other secrets are you withholding, Phil?
Many.
Check his channel. And you'll find out.
What other secrets is he holding?
Anton, you've been told, mate.
Got a Lycosa tarantula, which is a wolf spider from the Mediterranean,
That'd be the one.
and it was found near a coastal town in Italy known as Taranto. And this is why I made this card. And then obviously you've got the tarantella, which was the dance. To try and, if you've been bitten, you have to do this crazy dance and keep dancing until all the venom escapes your body, essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially, you sweat it out.
I was just about to say that's pretty logical, really.
Yeah,
Keep moving until you've sweat the toxins out.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like I said, tarantula.
Lycosa tarantula. Yeah.
That is the true tarantula.
And then obviously tarantulas are known as mygalomorphs.
Yeah, my animals.
So
I think some people are trying to argue that collectively we should be referring to them as Theraphosid spiders because they're all Theraphosidae.
yeah, Theraphosidae, yes.
I know.
Is that split into? Is it? I guess I can even pronounce. Is it Ichinidae or something like that as well? Beginning with I.
There might be one.
There's like so. I'm gonna.
The future. But I know of someone who the college or university sent them someone's work to mark because they're like, this is above us, and you know what you're doing with spiders and stuff. And he literally went and he marked them down because they said tarantula in their work. I was went, these are not tarantulas, and marked them down.
Amazing.
For it, and I was like, oh, okay. That's when it gets really, really like, oh, okay, we're doing this, are we? Okay.
I mean, it's almost like a common name, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all say how common names are so misleading to what spider you've actually got, you know?
Yeah, common names are for a lot of things, especially any invert. I mean, with debate is this of like whether like in zoos we should even use the word tarantula, and I'm on the fence of like, well, people that aren't in the tarantula world know that as a tarantula.
It's going to be like monkeys.
Sort of
Chimpanzee is not a monkey.
Nope,
but you try telling that to 99% of the population. You know, it's what people know, and if it kind of helps bring, if they're interested in them anyway, that's a win. That's a win.
That's it. And it's all like, well, yeah, we need to be on their level in terms of zoo education to make it too high a level. I see him up. So I'm like, yeah, you lose them first by going, oh, it's this. It's not. You then lost that person, and they're not going to learn.
Yeah. And really, you want to just kind of find some way of connecting, especially when obviously you work in the zoo, you get experience of this. Find a way of connecting with people who have absolutely no idea about this stuff, and let them be interested, rather than, you know, as long as they're not afraid, as long as there's no fear, then it's all good. But it's when there's fear, and that's when like people kill them. That's when people don't try and conserve the forests and the natural spaces that these things come from. Obviously, the Amazon rainforest has probably lost countless species that were never identified.
Wasn't it Mindanao where they were looking at flooding?
Where's that?
And then you've got there's 4 species now there, Phil. South, north, east, and west.
Where?
Mindanao.
I'm not sure.
Is that tarantulas then? Yeah.
Yeah, Mindanao. Species Mindanao south. I forget the genus.
Right. Mindanao. Let's have a look.
No, Russell. It is.
Well, I only just found out literally a couple of days ago that mantids is not plural for mantises. Mantises is plural for mantises. Mantids are their own thing.
Yep.
And that's why I do prototypes first.
But at the same time, most people use mantids as the plural, even though it's not correct.
Mantis is single. Mantis is plural.
That's right. I didn't know. I had no idea. Now I do. So I'm going to be making sure that information is correct. But you know, I'm not perfect, and I do try and make sure I'm accurate with everything. With the invert starter pack, I passed it to a few experts this time. Dave's Little Beasties, he checked over some of it for me, but I also passed it to like Tony Webb of Venomous Visions, and I think Guy Tan's did a look as well, and a few others, just to kind of make sure that, you know, the information I'm flaunting is correct. Because again, that's the big thing. It's credibility, and you need that to be able to sell information like this, because I don't want people to to not look after their animals correctly, essentially.
There is somebody in the comments actually who's also got a lot of knowledge in Jay's Jungle. A
Jade.
lot of knowledge.
I had the pleasure of watching her video the other day because Jade was one of the people I sent the invert starter pack to. And I actually had no idea, Jade, while you're here, I had no idea, and I don't know why I didn't say it anywhere, that the rainbow crabs are exclusively wild caught, which has really made me think maybe I might take that out, because I try and only really keep stuff in there that's relatively, captive bred, because I don't want to encourage people to start going in the wild and capturing them all. But at the same time, I did include the H. Hercules, and if anyone knows about Histocrates Hercules, they can't actually find it properly because it's in the middle of a war zone. In that place, I can't say.
Is that the one in Nigeria?
That's right. Yeah.
Because I think that's the one that Andrew Smith reckons is the largest in the world.
That's right. Yep. We had a chat about it.
You can Ferroposa.
I mean, it's got to be something pretty hefty that if it's bigger than a Theroposa.
It was like, this is potentially like, it was like, he said he's pretty sure like that could be larger, but we'll probably never know.
I mean, I'm hoping eventually the Nigerians themselves will start getting into tarantulas and start doing the research themselves.
I think the thing is, there's like the West Mid Zoological Society meetings. He done a lecture there on post-Afaria, and he started off talking about Petroscode and something. Went, not only 20 years ago, I went through the type location for this tarantula that could be the largest in the world, and didn't stop anywhere, didn't look for it. And I didn't know at the time that, oh yeah, that's where it is.
It's crazy.
Like, probably never going to go there again.
Cases they may be able to breed them soon. There's been more of a push for land crabs breeding with recent advances. Hard thing is they go through a larval stage and the changing salinity stage.
And how would they go about changing salinity in captive environments?
You do
So like, I think some of the big aquariums are working on some crab species, but it's damn expensive.
There's a freshwater fish called a gourami, and that can go into a marine tank. And the way you do that is you have it in a freshwater tank, and then you have the marine water on a drip, and it slowly changes the fresh water over to marine water. And then it actually brightens up in colour as well, and then it can go into a marine tank. It's exceptionally low process. I can't remember how long and all the figures that were involved in it. The Mindanao South species, that's the Melaganathus Mindanao South, which is a valley in the Philippines.
Okay.
And this is pretty mad, because obviously the majority of arboreal species will burrow as well as climb.
That's right.
But I was chatting to a guy who actually lives in Mindanao, because I put a picture of mine up on the group that I run, and he says, I see them at my back garden. And I was like, what? And he sent me a friend request. I accepted it, and he sent me a picture. And then he video called me from literally the jungle of the Philippines. It was mind blowing. We struggled with the language and stuff, but he was showing me where he was finding them and all the rest of it.
Oh wow!
And he said the majority of them he finds are in bamboo.
Right.
Actually, inside bamboo. Phil's going to know because I can't remember, but I know there's an issue with bringing bamboo into the hobby, because isn't there a mite that lives in certain types of bamboo?
There's all sorts that lives in bamboo. I mean, bamboo's easy enough to get hold of. There's massive plantations of it in Holland that supply zoos with bamboo, essentially.
Clean bamboo almost.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I mean, anything from outside, you're gonna have stuff on it.
I mean, the thing is, in the wild, you're gonna get mites on your bamboo, and you're gonna see other insects and other little isopods and all sorts of little springtail-y sort of whatever the name of those things are. I should know. Brain not working. So you're going to get all that, and tarantulas are still going to live there. And I suppose that's why they web everything up. You know, it's very.
Is that why they have so many babies in one go?
Yeah,
that too.
But
Yeah,
You've got all these exterior factors that are going to contribute to whether that spider actually.
everything wants to eat it. Everything wants to stop it from growing. But that's every bug and every animal on the planet, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, the object is to replace yourself twice. So as long as they have 2 young that reach adulthood,
Yeah,
kind of thing, they've done their job.
yeah.
After 9, yes.
So yeah, you have
Ellie's
absolutely
just sent me the Holy Grail. She sent me a photograph of a pussy.
Oh, bless it. I never expected it to be so dark looking.
On we're going back to crabs. Geocerama are like one of the basic easiest crabs to breed.
Yeah, I see them.
So the vampire crabs.
I like what thing you
Jay's
put
carried
here.
on to say Crab Central Station shows their breeding process and the equipment they have come up with. So sorry, hard to get them to spawn because they migrate first and need moonlight. Apparently, the females thing was a separate point, so they're more rare.
So
Andy
maybe I
says
can
the
transfer
lake
to
in his
vampire
local park
crabs
has
and
bamboo all around. It's like 20 foot tall in places.
Yeah. Geocerama Hagen, like Chesters who breed them in like the thousands.
That's
Sort of
awesome.
thing. And you don't need much to do it. Males and females, and they'll breed in some water.
Chester Zoo used to be one of my favorite places for inverts because they used to have everything that's inside the exotic room that they've got. And then I think they had a big fire there a good few years ago now, and obviously they lost a lot of animals that way, especially the inverts because no one wanted to save them.
Yep.
And then they used to have that. I know you used to be able to walk in, and then you'd walk all the way down this dark sort of corridor, and they had all the tanks all the way down. I remember that as a kid. And I got there this year because we went for my birthday because I still love the zoo. And I was so disappointed to find they had one tarantula in the whole zoo. Wow, I said I know people in the UK that have got like way more species.
Yep.
And
That'll be the Montserrat tarantula.
Montserrat, yeah, probably was.
As of they're one of the only collections with the species.
Right.
It's like critically endangered.
I hope for that sake, then they can manage to bring it back from the brink.
They're breeding them.
That's good. Must
So,
be difficult though without having to get fresh samples. Otherwise, you end up just with like this sort of tainted bloodline of siblings doing it.
yeah, looking up, they have a lot of pools so they can get government, passes to go out and collect stuff as rescue missions. Basically,
The word before I was looking for springtails was a colembola, which is the scientific name for springtails.
but the vampire crab. Unfortunately, none of the traders are interested in captive bred vampire crabs.
Right.
I've been told that by a captive breeder who tried to offer captive bred vampire crabs to all the big traders, and they went, "No, we can get them for 50p to a pound." Well, caught.
Yeah. See, I think the traders that sell the captive bred ones and advertise that they are sustainably captive bred. I think most people will be more interested in buying from them than they would be.
Yeah, no, he's
Renewal wild card.
his numbers to get to that point. So at the moment, he's just sort of offering to friends and stuff, and going like, "This is how to do it," and everything.
When I get my
The hard truth of a lot of the invert hobby is, especially if it's not in the public eye. So let's say Joe Bloggs up the road keeps himself to himself. Nobody even knows he's got spiders. It's a tenner there, or it's a fiver there.
Yeah.
Probably didn't even ask the question, where does it come from? Is it endangered? Or anything like that. Just like, here's a fiver, thank you very much. Gone.
Roll it on mister.
I definitely used to go on my way to buy. I know you want to ask the question. It's after 9.
Exactly 9. And we've had a bit of a serious combo.
Okay then.
What?
Go on, what is it? What did she tell you?
What's your missus?
I'll see you, Greg.
Oh, see you later, Greg.
Take care, man.
I want
Bye,
to hear the story about your missus, your penis, and a bunch of angry chavs.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Do you mean this happened on more than one occasion?
So,
Could have.
did she, was it her that got into a bit of an
I'll
argument
say,
with
Chris.
some angry chavs? So you ran out in a dressing gown?
Oh God. Right. So I told you this. What?
I stopped the work van and oh my gosh.
I'm not surprised you stopped it after pull over, buddy.
So much for joining.
Oh, Chris, you're gonna miss one, mate. But take care, buddy.
Hold off
Okay,
a few minutes.
no, it wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to run out in almost a nut. I literally was in bed, and at the time I was living back at my mum's because I'd gone from a house share, moved back to my mother's for like 6 months, and me and Kirsty had only just got together, and she was staying over. My mum at like, I don't know, stupid o'clock in the morning, bust through the door, going, Dan, Matt's having a fight on the front. And I'm like, what? Flew out of bed.
You've
naked.
woken up the daemon.
I literally threw on my dressing gown, didn't even have the tie, just held it, run to the front door, and then, there's this chav at the front door, and my mum's fella, who's also a chav, having a proper fight. So I'm there like, trying to get in the way to bloody dressing gown flaps open, so I'm half bloody naked. Run back inside, grab a baseball bat, because we don't play baseball in the UK. We just own baseball bats for these occasions. So run out with this baseball bat, holding on to me dressing gown like this, and I like arm in the air like that. He throws a bin at me. So then at that point, it flaps open again. So like running around with this thing bloody running around, baseball bat in the air, like fucking get back, you bastard, like proper chasing down the road sort of thing. So yeah,
I was just imagining like the dressing gown, and then that serious face up, and then whoop, here's the Todger.
To be fair, if you don't run away from a naked man with a baseball bat with a big beard, you're gonna probably run towards him, right? I don't know. So yeah,
Scanner actually hung around for that one.
Scanner, I hope you enjoyed it, buddy. Because
Michael said it's going to start getting juicy past 9 p.m.
So yeah, that was the time my winky fell out of the old dressing gown scenario because
the old winky dink.
The old winky dink, yeah.
You got any
so
stories?
yeah, that was it. It was short and brief. We talked about the story, not my winky dink.
Now it's there forever. It's short.
That's it. It's on YouTube now.
It must be real. It's on YouTube.
Recorded history.
Scanner says that was well worth waiting for. Now I've got to be off.
Well, Scan, I hope that gives you nice dreams tonight, buddy.
So that was basically all the information that I've been sort of privy to.
Okay, well, I mean that story. I mean, the fact that she pulled that out of her head. I mean. The other story I was going to tell you, if you're interested, unless you want to talk about some spider stuff first, I'll tell you the story later. I don't mind. Involves my 30th birthday, the day of my birthday, which was a midweek day, and I had done a day shift at work, and it became quite apparent.
That was Stefan sent me that.
Oh, nice.
If he's still there.
Oh, is it on the wall, doesn't he? Yeah, it's cool, that.
Thank you for being my 2,000th subscriber. Oh, I think they're
Bloody hell, Ellie.
Well, I've got the detail framed.
So no,
That's what
on my birthday.
Ellie.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't eat one.
No?
No.
I would.
I'm not greedy.
A tilted dressing gown and a baseball bat. Yeah.
She's not greedy. She won't eat it, but she'll just give it a little lick.
Fuck no. I'm not into kebabs.
It's
Fuck
kebab. Ham sandwich.
Have you got
Not
any
so much a ham sandwich either.
Have you got any mad tour stories, Danny?
A couple. I will begin with my birthday story, which is pretty gross, and then I'll move on to my tour story, which is also pretty gross. So basically, on my 30th birthday, it became apparent to the rest of the bar and lots of the regulars that it was my birthday, and I said, if I get bought a drink, I will drink the drink in front of you. Which became silly because by the 20th drink, I was like blottoed. I was so drunk, and I hadn't finished my shift. Like I was nearly at the end of my shift, and my bandmate Phil at the time, well, Phil's still my bandmate, but at the time he was working at GC as well, and he'd come in not to work, but he jumped on the bar anyway because I was like far too drunk to be working, and I went from 0 to 10,000% drunk, and then I got put in bed within like half an hour of my shift finishing because I drank an obscene amount of shots, and there were strangers buying me drinks because they just thought it was funny to see this guy having to do these drinks, and I was just silly. I was just drinking and drinking and drinking, and Kirsty describes it as, I have never seen a man fill a washing bowl with sick so quickly. I put you in bed, and within 10 seconds, you went, nope, just filled this bucket straight up. So I was like, yeah, I said, that's what happens if you don't pee it out. It comes out the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I am only human, but yeah, so that's that story about my birthday. I also got cream pied on stage. Sounds way worse than it is. I was that was on
Anybody in
the
the comments, just read what Ellie put. Because if you carry on, she will destroy you.
I don't care if it's 2030. So no, I got we had about 5 bands all wanted to play for my birthday gig, which my guitarist and Kirsty organised for me, which was amazing. It was a really, really good 30th birthday. I'm 32 now, so it was a couple of years ago. And yeah, no, we just had a really good time. And then for the last band, they pulled me on stage, and they were talking to me and distracted me enough so that out of nowhere I just got straight in the face. So there's a picture somewhere of me just like all my beard covered in squirty cream, and it just smelled bad. It just smelled really bad. And then so then I was dancing, and I picked one of the guitarist jumped off stage. I picked him up. I was spinning him round while dancing, put him down, and then somehow, some way, I've managed to pop my knee out. So I went down like a ton of bricks, and because I was like, oh shit, this is I don't know if you've ever like dislocated your knee or twisted your knee, but when it feels like it goes and you collapse, it takes your breath away, like in a painful sort of, damn, that hurt. Your knee just kind of like expanded over the next 24 hours as well. So I did that at my birthday. So then I had to like act like it hadn't happened and that I'd just drunkenly fallen over. So then I get back up and I'm sort of just stood there like, yay! Oh my god, I'm in so much pain. And then I just got more drunk that night. Got a lot of drinking stories, to be honest with you. Tour stories, though, if you're interested. When the first time we went to the Netherlands, we went to a place called Eindhoven, and
Is that where the Ice Hotel is in the Netherlands? Is the Ice Hotel in the Netherlands?
An ice hotel? Oh no, I said Eindhoven. Eindhoven, which begins with E-I-N-D, and then
No.
H-O-V-E-N. Yeah, Eindhoven is a beautiful city in the Netherlands, and they let you smoke. They have coffee shops. And at the time, I'd partake. And by partake, I mean I knew there was coffee shops there, so I was like, get out of the way, pushing people to try and find these coffee shops. Ran down there, like, just basically got really, really high. And then got really, really drunk. And then the day after, we were playing a gig, and we were first on, and I was a little bit hungover, but I was also nervous and everything because this was a big gig for us. I'll send you I'll find a video at some point and put it in the chat here, so if people want to see. Oh my god, purple-headed fanny stabber. That's what I've just read there. There's a whole debate here about Ellie being not being into taco.
Anton is our only Italian subscriber, although he's Scottish and lives in Scotland. It goes back to when the Euros was on and Scotland decided to start supporting Italy.
Yeah.
So he's a good friend of mine, so there's a lot of banter then.
Nice.
So he still gets it now.
Well, there's no way we're going to support England.
And of course, somebody else turned Italian as well.
You've got to support England because nobody else bloody does.
It's the only time I'll actually watch football is the Euros and the World Cup.
Me too.
And that's like the last couple of games.
Yeah, me too. If we get to the semis, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to watch from now on. Come on, England! Whee!
Normal football, whatever it is, I have no interest in whatsoever.
So I quit smoking about 3 weeks ago, and I've stuck with that, and I'm doing well, and I'm not touching it again and all this. But it makes me cranky and a little bit like irritable at this current stage. And I was on the Metro link on the trams in Manchester the other day, and football had been on. Now, I turned around to this guy. I mean, they managed to pack loads of people onto the tram, and this guy, he turns around to these two women after he kind of emptied a little bit, and he's like, "Do you mind moving down the tram?" And I was talking to these women and this other guy, and this woman, she was quite drunk. She went, "No, how about fuck off?" So we give her a proper dirty look, and I was like, "Yeah, mate, why are you looking at her like that?" So he's like, "I want to get past," and I was like, "Come on, man, you're a United fan. You're supposed to be a nice guy." And he gave me the dirtiest look in the world, and I'm not a violent guy, but he said, "If you look at me like that again, I'm going to fucking hit you." I was so offended by it. Like, he was proper like, ugh. It's like, there's no need. And I wouldn't have hit him. I just. But then he was one of the last people to get off the tram, and so was I. He moved to the bottom of the tram because he thought I was actually going to have him. Bobble hat on, scarf and stuff. I forget that I look like this, even with a bobble hat and a scarf. So, yeah. Like I said, violence is not my game. I'm not really into it all. But like, I'm just cranky because of the smoking thing. I think it was, and just don't be an asshole, especially to ladies.
When I went from fags to fags are supposed to be 18 milligram. These are like 3. When I went to that, I was like, yeah, I'm fine. If you speak to my other Altara, she'll be like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah. That's Kirsty didn't give you any of those stories,
No.
Daddy was an ass. What sort of stuff does this guy keep since I missed the introduction? He's talking about me, 20.
Can we show that one, Ellie?
I can't wait.
Oh my god. This guy's just messaged Ellie, right? And what it says, what his thought is, "Hello, are you in need of a sugar daddy? Heart. To help and support you financially with the allowance of $1,500 twice a week."
I need a sugar daddy.
The next message is going to be, "I just need your credit card and bank details."
Dude can have my account details myself if you want to send me $1,500 a week. Twice a week, sorry. I'll pretend to be Ellie. You can call me whatever you want for $3,000 a week. Yeah, wow. That's hilarious.
Tell you what I do get is a lot of overseas messages saying, you want to buy this spider? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy that? Do you want to buy this? And then in my message request, it's just dead beetle after dead beetle after dead beetle after dead beetle people going, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? And it's like, I like them alive. You know, I don't want them put in a little plastic bag, got oxygen to kill them, and then gone, yeah, that's a dinner.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what the West Midlands entomological show's for. If you want to buy things,
there's so many inverts, they're worth more money dead than they are alive.
really?
Yeah, if they're set in the right way, their value goes up.
If there's anybody in the comments want to ask any questions for Danny, go ahead. I think Ellie's watching the comments, and I'm also watching the comments a bit more now.
Yeah,
Hello, and I want to say just something to Chaz in the chat there. I can't tell anybody here, and you can't post it in the chat, but I've sent that thing. You'll know exactly what I mean.
Look, was it 1 year at the West Midlands
15.
entomological they had one in Newark. There was someone who had set butterflies at $2,000 a piece.
Fuck the fuck!
And he sold them all.
No one has paid $2,000 for a dead butterfly, dude.
He sold them all. He sold every single one he had.
$2,000 for a human skull. Not for a dead fucking butterfly.
Apparently not allowed them.
You are with a license. I know somebody.
Remains to be seen now have a license to sell them.
The value of them are going literally through the roof.
Remains to be seen now.
People start murdering people to get the skulls to sell them. That's why you need a license, I think.
Yep. Yeah, check out Remains to be seen. He has a license to sell it, so he's now stocking.
Is Remains to be seen? Do they go to the shows as well?
Yeah, Jez. He's another musician as well.
You got Dead Set as well.
But Remains to be seen are more like your mammals and birds.
Should tell you everything there.
Yeah.
I've got noises coming from a couple of the boxes over this way. I'll keep going.
Oh.
What's that?
Could be a bug. Might be a spider.
It sounds like a toad, but my toad ain't over there. But the tokay is.
Oh, nice. I have a tortoise. That's not a euphemism either. Yeah, I've got a Herman's tortoise, and I call him Herman.
Nice.
There's only like 3 different tortoises, and one of those is Herman. Hermanita was the girl, but she passed away.
So funny, Anton in the chat. He breeds green tree pythons, and previous to sort of him chatting to myself, Ellie, and Phil, he never kept inverts, and he's now got a couple of spiders.
Nice.
But he wants to know what your collection mainly is.
It is 99% tarantula.
90.
I just probably about 99% tarantula. I got a mystery box of scorpions from my brother and sister a few years back. So I do have some of them. Most of them are still alive, which is awesome. And then I also have a snake and a tortoise and a cat.
Ooh,
and I had some Egyptian predatory beetles. I have a corn snake. It's the one that's
the one that
ended up in the poster tube. Yeah. That turned up like it was about 5 or 6 foot or something like that when I got it. So I was like, I've never had a snake. Might as well start with like a big giant fully grown one.
So
Why not?
6 foot is a big corn snake.
Yeah,
it's really long. He's really long.
Big corn snake.
He's albino as well, so he's beautiful looking, and he makes perfect sheds every time.
I'd probably hazard a guess. It was probably a cross with someone else. Do you reckon, Phil?
Some corns
getting up to 6.
You saw like 5.5 sometimes to get the occasional one that does get up to 6.
I'll send you guys.
Jake's getting Herman in the new year.
I mean, like with corns nowadays, like with all the morphs and stuff, they're all sort of mixed in there. You got the ones that are mixed with king snakes, which is well, that was a dangerous mating because a king snake could eat your corn snake.
Wow.
Yeah.
And stuff, but they've been hybridized.
Are they?
If I can get hold of any dead corn snakes, that's exactly what my king snake eats.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
sorry. Mine had the same funeral as everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, king snakes. A lot of them in the wild will eat rattlesnakes
Wow.
and stuff.
And are they the same genus?
No.
So how do they breed together?
So that bit I'm not entirely sure on. I don't tend to look much into morph stuff because I prefer your wild types.
I mean,
At the morphs.
I was having a chat with Neil Raggy the other day about morphs and snakes, and we were talking about tarantulas and how the OBT has several forms. My question to him, because I don't know the answer, is how do we know categorically that the OBT forms aren't actually just different genus? Or sorry, different species of that genus?
Yeah, it could be subspecies quite easily without
well,
doing
you've got the
DNA
Meridius,
testing.
you've got the Makumi.
But are they all Tarantulas mirinus, or are they
The
something else?
Makumi's Marinius Makumi, isn't it? Which is the dark
Right.
colour form.
Yeah, but that the Makumi part's in like
Makumi.
quotations, isn't it? That's
The
just
Makumi, yeah.
for the
You know where
locale.
they're basically from. That's where they found them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've done if someone got the funding to do DNA tests, they could find actually these are different enough to like your Usambara.
I wonder if I just
Yeah,
paid for it, I can call it
subspecies.
like Tarantulas daemon.
You've
Well,
already got Daemon Medius.
We do have a daemon medius, yeah. And in my
Have you got
pack,
any?
no, I've never had a tailless whip scorpion.
I've got a pregnant one. Phil's got a pregnant one.
Yep.
So I should imagine next show you might have to have a couple because of the surname.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'll take a few. No, I have a whip scorpion. I forgot about that. Which, in all the time I've had it, has never eaten. I offer it food, it doesn't eat. I mean, it must eat something, right?
Vinegaroon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which vinegaroon?
I don't know. It's got tiny little pincers and a big ass tail.
Is it big? It's got to be Massicoproctus giganteus.
That is exactly what it is. Thank you. Yeah, the giganteus. Okay, so I'm not fully like. I know a lot about insects and a lot about inverts and spiders and tarantulas, but the best part about this hobby is there are literally thousands and thousands of animals.
Oh, Jade's got an RCF, red colour form, OBT that is. Would be interesting to know the differences. I would love to buy some babies, still on the lookout for captive bred. After Hagrid, I wanted to breed her, but she passed. Is that the Daemon Medius, Jade?
RCF.
Or the OBT RCF? Because OBTs, you could pick them up everywhere.
Yeah,
Daemon Medius captive bred. Like I said, my female's carrying, and so's Phil's. So there's going to be some captive bred coming to the hobby. I know Bugs UK have got adults pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And they're the cheapest ones. Literally undercut the rest quite a lot.
Because everyone else, I'm pretty sure everyone else buys them from them.
And then
So just looking at the comments here,
all the big traders buy
the pedal leg and a P regardless. I love that he's got like 10 green tree pythons and then what is considered one of the more venomous tarantulas and also one of the other venomous tarantulas.
He was messaging me and he said, "Oh, this bird up the road's got a feather leg for sale." I was like, "That's your first spider that you want to?" Yeah. I went, no. And then he's got it, and I'm like, "Well, you've got it for green tree pythons."
Was it hate
Mac as well?
Ellie, do I have mantis? I don't know. Do you have mantis?
That means do you?
Oh, me.
I That's what I reckon it means. Do you have a mantis?
He's asking you if you got mantis. Chaz is a good lad. He's only about 15, but he's got an absolute ton of mantises.
I don't have mantises anymore. I don't keep them anymore. They die too quickly for my liking.
Jade, what daemon
Triangle
species
dead
did I
leaf.
feature? It's the one that begins with P, wasn't it? I
And,
can't
and a
remember.
flower.
Daemon something.
Mantises are hard to keep if you ask me, only because
Yeah.
they like interact with you and you play with them and they play back with you, and then after some months they die.
Yeah,
Mantis.
I don't like that.
devastating, isn't
Hey,
it?
Carl.
I get really attached to them and then they just pop gone.
Break your heart, huh?
I had
Yeah,
a
no,
giant
I had my
African
I had one
which was male,
mantis.
and I used to fly it around the room.
Oh wow.
Leah, you keep
Awesome.
saying to me the
Yeah.
tiny ones. The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one I would really go out of my way to get is a big, huge green one. That's it.
There's a few people working on whether you can train them.
Oh wow. I think you can. I think the
That's
way they
Antons.
react to. I've seen the videos where the mantises go in for the flies on the iPad. They have got fantastic
Yep.
vision. They've got
There's a few people working
obviously
on
light from a screen isn't
maybe
affecting
get them
them.
like to fly on cue from point to point, so much like a falconry display, but you could do it as a mantis.
I'll show it, Ellie. Who sent that?
So, and then
I will let him reveal himself if he
The-
wants to.
the other year, Disney released footage of what they claimed, but they didn't really show any proof properly of their trained jumping spider.
So I mean, I don't know. When you train an animal, it doesn't mean they necessarily have suddenly got like the intelligence of what we'd expect. It just means that they've managed to convince it to do things for food.
And that's what we mean by training. It's doing something for reward. Part of within Zuki,
the guy that does it, can't remember his name though, and he trains all sorts, and he has managed to train some serious animals for film and stuff like that.
Yep.
I just can't remember.
A tiger would know I need to run, jump, and bite that zebra, and then that's dinner. So the potential to train another animal to do a series of little dancing, and then suddenly a fly appears, could possibly get instilled into them.
Yeah,
Possibly.
it's all about capturing and shaping.
Like you said, it's a series.
Yeah,
It's a series of movements. That's not what I'd consider trained.
And so, and it's a process with you, because one thing we keep saying, like within the zoo industry, and especially sometimes within reptile and inverts, is that we're sometimes too hands on.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so.
It's a catch-22, isn't it? You get people saying don't handle stuff, but
I mean, we done.
wolves at the very beginning probably didn't want to be handled, but look at us now. We've got pugs, we've got Dalmatians, we've got this, we've got that. 6 years and years and years and years and years, hundreds of years of training and conditioning and
that's it.
natural breeding.
Domestication.
Read your trained jumping spider with another trained jumping spider, and eventually you'll find that there'll be little things that'll just pass down. Like it happens. How do elephants know to go to certain water holes? All sorts of stuff. They just know.
Those water holes for elephants have been around for hundreds of years, haven't they?
Yeah.
So the babies follow the mums, repeat the process over and over again.
So when a jumping spider gives birth, like if the jumping spider keeps the bed, do they keep the babies nearby for a little bit, or is it just like see ya?
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone like that. Leah, does anyone else think Danny is fire? Or hot?
Fire.
I think you've got a sexual subscriber. Green trees aren't supposed to be handled really. All the babies I bred and adults I have are tame, says Anton. I can't pronounce that, Jade. I'll have a go. I think sometimes anthropomorphism is given as a negative for what we are saying about an animal, when observing their behaviour that sometimes it's robotizes them, and dismiss key findings.
It's true. It's totally
That
true.
is very true, yeah.
But you've just, I mean, in many ways, some of these animals are. We're in a very, very crucial point in the study of all these animals, because prior to the 90s, yes, people kept tarantulas, but no, there was no internet. So you didn't have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people like ourselves watching videos and learning and keeping these animals and observing these animals on this scale. So we're at the kind of the forefront at this point of this new frontier almost, where we're watching these animals, where people are trying to train them because more people are now interested. The jumping spider, for example, I mean, yes, it's been around longer than we have, but in terms of, it was Lucas the spider, wasn't it? Lucas suddenly made people look at spiders a little differently.
Yep.
And then all the documentaries that we've had in the last 20 years of from like BBC and stuff have introduced things and just kind of weaned us into it. And now look at us, a lot of us keep well over 100 animals, and we're learning every day about them, and we see different behaviors, and we want to sort of test the waters almost, just to see what they can kind of do. And on the most part, most of us just kind of keep them in a tank, and that's that. But there'll be other people who will handle them regularly. I don't endorse handling. It's not my thing. If you want to handle whatever they can, it's really nothing to do with me. Don't get bitten. If you do get bitten by something silly, have the right stuff on you. Don't go to the hospital, because all you're doing is bringing it to the attention of the authorities, and eventually crack down on stuff if there's enough people getting bitten by spiders. So you have to behave.
I'm going to contradict that. If you get bitten by a spider and it's venomous, definitely go to the hospital. A friend of ours, he put it all over Facebook and everything. I won't mention his name though, because it's not my place. He got bit by a Scolopendra centipede, which in all normal cases, you get bit, it swells up, it's painful. That's pretty much it. And when I say painful, extreme pain. But his area of where he got bit actually swelled up massively, so, and he ended up getting patches all over his body. And the hospital was then having to speak to venom experts over in Germany, and some professor in America, from what I remember, as well as. So if you do get bit, monitor it. If you do think, oh, sugar, get yourself to the hospital, definitely.
So when I say don't go to the hospital,
what Annie said to start
don't
with,
listen to me.
just don't,
100% right.
just don't handle spiders, is what Danny said to start with, and that's kind of what we try and get across to everybody.
Yeah.
The little videos that I've done where spiders on my hand, that is literally clips from when I've been rehousing and one's got out, and I've been an absolute twat, and I've not got a catch cup, and it's always been a new world. And I thought, if it bites me, I'm just going to have to sit there and deal with it, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever handled. I've been stupid enough to get the camera and go, oh, look at this.
You just don't know that your hand is a hand.
Hold on a minute.
Animal.
I've just promoted the wrong fucking shit.
But the thing is, like, every group does it. I mean, there's still zoos that do transfer handling as part of public talks. And so
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because
it is a difficult one.
Even
Hey,
though
James.
I buy you, but so might a capuchin monkey, or a lemur, or other animals, and those carry dangerous bacteria. Half the time, especially if you get bitten by like a new world or something, it's not the venom that's going to have you. It's the fact that it's very robust animals, and we heal very quickly. So if you get bitten by something with bacteria on the end of its fang, it gets trapped in there, and your skin heals over it. You're in for a bad time.
Or you don't clean it properly, and stuff. I mean, like, and that's the thing. Like, the actual bite itself might not do anything, but we're dirty animals. Our hands are filthy. No matter how many times you wash your hands, they're still filthy. Sort of thing. And you end up rubbing dirt in there, bang, infection. Stuff if you don't clean it properly and don't keep it sort of clean. So, but that's the thing. Yeah, like within zoo.
I went to the thing as a kid, and they basically made you put your hand in like this. It was almost like talcum powder sort of stuff. And you put your hand in the powder, and then they're like, right, wash your hands. And you wash your hands. Everyone's washing their hands. And some are being really thorough, and some that weren't being as much. And then they were like, cool, now put it under this light. And you put it under the light, and it looked like you hadn't washed your hands.
Yeah.
Because that's why the whole argument about washing your hands properly with COVID-19 around and stuff is just putting it under and doing it for like 5 seconds is not going to cut it. If you've ever watched a surgeon wash their hands, they'll get the fingers like this and they'll go up and down every finger and they'll scrub. That's right, yeah, and they'll
down
everything.
And then they put gloves on over the top of their very clean hands.
Yes,
but I think with COVID, that's why we've got the alcohol gel, because in theory, any bacteria on your hands should be killed off by that, but it's still theory because you have to cover 100% of the skin for it to work effectively.
And then, like, was it with gloves? We've done this thing years ago at a conference where of how to put on disposable gloves to take them off properly. So you put on disposable gloves, and then cover them in glitter. Just the gloves, put glitter on the gloves. Take them off. If you get any glitter on your skin, you failed.
Right.
You haven't taken them off properly.
Do you know what I found out recently from a snake keeper? When you go from snake to snake, you're supposed to clean your hands with like an alcohol gel or something in case you've never done it. I've started to now.
I know you're not supposed to handle tortoises and then eat food. In fact, you're not supposed to handle any reptiles.
Any animal.
Any animals. Okay. Without washing your hands first.
So be honest, how many times have you
But
ordered takeaway? You're messing around with your spiders, your reptiles. I mean, I'll put my hands up because I've done it. And then takeaways come and you've just gone, oh yeah, food. And then you've gone, and then gone, oh shit, I need to clean my hands.
Right. I've done it with my hands covered in chick guts and then grabbed the sandwich and went, oh no. Eating the sandwich, I was like, what's that smell? I've got chick guts on my fingers.
Eat around your fingers.
Sort of thing. All covered in
card says I'm somewhat of an authoritative figure.
Well, Ellie said someone got told off, so I'm just saying, yeah, I'm somewhat of a bossy bugger. Yeah,
I mean,
millipedes
if you're out of line in the comments or actually on the live, Ellie will put you in your place in about 2 seconds. Yeah, she's done it to me, and it's my fucking channel. Near about every week.
I am in control.
God.
Those kids from the 70s, 80s made the strongest stuff. You're right, Dave. How we doing, man?
We had Dave on a live stream.
Oh, nice.
And
I love seeing Dave at the shows. If you get lucky, you say hello to him because everyone swamps him.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, anybody in the comments, if you see Dave at a show, go say hello because that guy is a wealth of knowledge, and he is, like Danny says, a real welcoming guy.
Oh, it's lovely, truly lovely, and he's our featured. I obviously do the YouTube channel stuff, but I do occasionally include people inside the packs as well. And in the Tarantula starter pack, it's Tom Moran because he was a big influence on me in that pack. In the Big, the Bad, the Bold, I included Love Tarantulas because of Andrew Smith, and again, their influence. And then in this one, in the invert stat pack, I included Dave's Little Beast, is Mr. Dave himself.
Is that the one that's coming out on the 1st of January?
That's the one that, now we were successful with the funding so far. So basically, I've not really talked about the Kickstarter, have I?
I was just about to say, because you pledge now, don't you? And then pay the 1st of January.
That's right. Yeah, you can literally pledge right up till the 31st of December, right up to 12 p.m, and then it stops. So after that, what happens is I get the stock sent to me. It'll be with me by probably, Kickstarter release the funds and I'll probably have them by mid-January. So then I put the order in usually relatively quickly. But because I've got quite a lot of card designing to do. It's probably not going to put the order until February. Then you're talking like a month to get to me, and then by March, just before March, I'll start sending everything out. I wish it could be done quicker. I mean, last year was a nightmare with COVID, not COVID, sorry, with Brexit, leaving the EU. It was a nightmare getting the inserts, the plastic sleeves for the binders, which just were not showing up. I ended up having that. I had everything else ready. I had 2 tables in the front room for about 2.5 months, full of stuff ready to go, apart from the binder stuff, because I just didn't have the inserts, so I couldn't pack the stuff. So yeah, when I got all that in, I was like sending it all out as fast as possible. So I don't want my entire house covered in stock. So
What
yeah,
is a Kickstarter then? What have we got to do? How do we get it? How do you get a hold of it?
Okay, so if you were to go onto either my website or onto my Facebook or anything like that, and I say go onto those, it's just because it's easier to get to the link that way. Or you could go directly through Kickstarter. What I'll do actually is I will paste the link to the campaign in this chat now. And what we're looking for is currently we've reached our minimum target of £7,500, and we did that in about 4 days, which, thanks to the incredible invert community, we do want more money. I want more money, and it's not necessarily so I can go on like holidays or any of that stuff. It's so I can do more with this stuff. I've just done an update today about stretch targets and push goals, which is basically a way of encouraging folks to keep sharing and keep pledging, because if we get to certain targets now, everyone's gonna get extra stuff. That didn't quite explain what you asked there though, Scott. So basically you go onto this link, which I'm going to paste on the chat, which is over here.
Just put your website in the chat.
So that's my website, thekeepercards.info. .com costs a ridiculous amount of money. And then I don't know if my link's going to work there. Will that link work? Does that link work for you, Phil? What I've just posted?
Can't see it.
Cool.
Danny, you can't post a link unless you're a spanner, mate.
Ah, yes.
Right, that's okay. Well, what I'll do then is I will send this directly to you, Ellie, and you can post it.
No problem.
You on the old Book of Face, yeah?
Yeah, I'm on the Book of Face.
There it is. So basically, anyone who wants to come and pledge and get loads of extra goodies, because we do some exclusive stuff, like in this one, there's an exclusive jumping spider flag, which won't be for sale on my website. We've got some cool t-shirts, some exclusive holo cards, shinies basically, and who doesn't want shiny cards? You go onto the Kickstarter, and then there's different options. So we've got an option where it's the invert starter pack, which is this one. You get this pack, which has 36 cards in it. You also get one of these bags, which Kirsty hand makes. And then on top of that, you also get something
Have you not
else.
already done it, Scott?
Sorry?
Have you not already done it? How are you so far behind?
Who's far behind?
To be honest, and it might annoy Danny, but to start with, it just weren't my thing. And it was Layla that's gone, have you seen this? And then...
I've been telling you about Danny for I don't even know how long.
Yeah.
Scott's been buying inverts.
Unfortunately,
Scott
yeah,
is a fucking invert.
I do spend... I've got Shisna Palma TV, which is a Filipino channel, although he lives in the UK. I've got one of his T-shirts, and then I think I've got a channel called Post 10, which sometimes talk about him. He unblocks drains and stuff in America, which I find relaxing at night time, right? I know,
Right.
really, really weird, but it's just one of them things I like to watch. And I've got his T-shirt because it says, without spiders, there's no adventure. And everybody comes up to me at the show when I'm wearing it, asking me what channel it is, what invert related channel it is. And I'm like, well, actually, it's not. It's well,
It's a drain cleaning one.
well, it's normally Tara and Layla that buy the merch, and Layla won a poster, I think, from one of the shows. Can't remember which one of Danny's, which she's still yet to do a video on.
It's okay.
She's got she went through a bit of bullying about a year and a half ago, and then that's why she come off the YouTube with me. But it's all coming back to her. And then she ran up and she went and got a keeper card hat.
Yes, she did.
And,
I remember. You were a wristband as well.
Yeah, and then that's when she started sort of going on the website and stuff like that. And I was and then obviously speaking to Danny as well. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna have a look. But on the opposite to Danny, I was never a fan of Pokemon or anything like that.
That makes sense.
But when you look at the
cards and stuff, then it's a bit more. I mean, there's going to be lots of people who don't ever want them, and that's okay.
Well, the thing for me is, I mean, I do a lot of care videos, and sometimes you think, I did a care video on you, but I can't quite remember
all the information. I make care cards about them, and then sometimes forget.
And I'm thinking, if I've got what Ellie's showing, you're going to remember everything about that species. So I'm thinking now, that one's
super rare. Yeah, the LSD Earth Tiger, that one's also rare. So that's the Andrew Smith one, and then there's another Andrew Smith one you're probably going to show in a second.
I love that. Death and Mark. I've just done a care video on those. They're stunningly beautiful when you can see them.
So them shinies you showed there were the exclusive holo cards that we offered on the last one. I am actually offering one of those cards as an add-on on this one because I have quite a surplus of them from last time. If I don't give them away some way or another, I'm just going to end up having like 100 odd of these extra cards I don't need. So yeah, they are now on offer on there as well, just by a Kickstarter because I don't want to make them.
These are my favorite ones though. Got the history. Then you've got Love Tarantulas, Andrew Smith.
Yes.
I love Andrew Smith.
My favourite comment from Andrew was, I like them, Danny, I just can't read them.
And then you've got
I can imagine him saying that as well.
You need to make them about the size of a postcard. I'm like, well, I might make giant ones eventually. I don't have a holo base set Charizard because I'm not rich, and when I was a kid, I actually traded my Charizard away for golf clubs.
Substrate. We all need substrate.
Yeah. What's the thing on there? Needs more substrate.
Yep, needs more substrate. Everything always does.
Yeah, apparently so.
I like the other ones as well. You know, it's in the other pack where it explains like what the little parts on the cards mean. They help like other people, and then you've got like the little water things help with the humidity and temperatures and things like that.
That's really what defines the starter packs. The starter packs sort of explain what keeper cards are. The big, the bad, the bold is an expansion of, and therefore has more stuff like things about the substrate, things about.
Yeah, that's the pack I just had out. I got the other one right here. Ta-da!
Yes, Mum. This has been out of stock for like a year, Ellie, and I can tell you now, there was a guy who had a go at me on Facebook.
I saw you post that earlier.
On YouTube, was not Facebook. He had a go at me on YouTube, and he was on the Dark Dens video, and he's literally spent a year messaging me, and I've been super polite, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, you said you were stuck in these in August. This is a joke. Like, you want them that badly, you're going to badmouth me, man. Like that. I'm a one-man operation. That means if you badmouth me, I'm going to remember you. And that means I don't have to sell you nothing now.
I think the only thing I don't got it anymore is the hat. Because I give it to Mark the Spider Guy because he really, really wanted one.
Oh. Have you seen my new one, Ellie?
No.
Leah says she's got a Halo Charizard, but it went in the fire when she got kicked out when she was 17. See, my best mate has got 30,000 Pokemon cards. He's got cards that are worth 30, 40 grand. And he says to me, I've got 6 kids. They can sell them when I'm dead, and they can be set for life. That's why you don't sell it. He could sell them all and be absolutely minted, but he went, no, it's going to the kids. So they've all got a lot of money to set themselves up and do what they want.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are worth a lot of money now.
He's gave Layla a few.
A few?
Yeah.
Where's my hat?
Danny said you were very polite when you went and bought your hat.
Oh, that one will match my t-shirt.
Don't show her that one.
Let me see.
She's gonna come on the stream.
Pull that up first.
My daughter would love that as well.
She's got a bra
Yeah.
strap showing, later on until she's covered that.
It's all right. I covered mine.
Come on then.
Hello.
How are we doing? You okay?
I'm alright.
Hello, Layla.
So, what do you think of the new one then?
He's
Buy
cute.
me it. Buy me it. Buy me it.
We've also got these, Layla, and these, and these. Buy them all.
That's amazing.
Poor Sky, they've got no bloody money
I
after
want the
this.
green companion.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. So, are you eating chicken wings? There?
barbecue chicken.
I love chicken wings.
Yeah. That's why I'm fat. That and I'm fat because we've got a chicken shop over the road, and Tara's Welsh is the reason I'm fat.
Amazing, amazing.
And the Welsh.
Thank you for
know
joining,
how
Ellie,
to
by the
cook.
way.
That's all right.
Leah says, Layla with the
And the
heart.
t-shirt is the latest one we've done. That is available on our website right now, so you could literally get that in the post tomorrow. I could get it in the post tomorrow. You can have it in a few days. Same with these hats as well. All available. Christmas is around the corner and all that. And then we've got the Kickstarter stuff, which if you do pledge to it, I'm eternally grateful. Again, any money we raise is literally just going to help push this product forward and further. I've got so many plans. If you like what I've done now, if I had money, you would love what I would do next. Like I promise, it would be so cool. But it's just going to take time, and doing the Kickstarter stuff is pretty much the only way I've managed to be able to pay for this stuff. So I thank everybody to helping me get to those targets really quickly as well.
Just gone on. Mindanio South was actually out.
So yeah, no, I love my trading cards and I love all that, like just like nerdy stuff. The t-shirt that Phil's wearing right now, the guy who makes those t-shirts is the same guy who designs prognosis stuff as well, or some of the prognosis stuff, as well as like my other two Keeper Creepers designs. The first ever Keeper Creepers t-shirt, I did it. You can tell.
The one Phil's got on, I put a comment on I think it was on Phil's, and you just gave it that, and I thought, yeah. I just
Yeah,
thought
it really is.
That little nod was, yeah, I like it a lot. Hi, Chris.
Yeah.
I have an absolutely mega t-shirt for the next one. The next design I'm going to do. And I'm going to try and find it and show you.
I think for some reason, and I don't know why, whenever I wear the t-shirt, I just have Master of Puppets playing in my head all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
The problem with t-shirts I've got is it's like I bought the Shiza Palmer one. Tara had one, right? Tara is a massive, massive fan of Creatures from the North because I think she's just in love with Rad more than anything. I think she's just, I always got to go in like this. Do you know what I mean? So she badged him and got one of his t-shirts. But then Layla's the same. So whatever one her mum has, she has. So if I get Layla a keeper card, then Tara's going to want one too.
I mean, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Danny messaged saying he wants you to do that review video.
I do.
Poster.
Mhm.
Yeah, so where is it?
I've been waiting for you to sort it all out.
Right, we'll do it this weekend.
Yay.
Deal. Holding me to it. Otherwise, I'm coming around and going to eat all your chicken wings.
What I buy you?
You do the video.
You buy me the mega t-shirt.
If Danny likes it, we'll get you the t-shirt.
He'll like it anyway, because
Well, maybe we could do something special for this stream and for subscribers of Scott's Inverts, and do a special percentage off discount off the website. So I'll give Scott a code, and it'll be down to Scott to share that on his channel and to his socials at least.
What I'll do is I'll put it in a video, and that video will be released at the same time if Ellie and Phil do one at the same time as well.
Here you go, guys.
Just go. Boom!
I like that. I like that. I'm going to find this T-shirt design. I think RS Design said, I think you showed it me at a Bedford show, which I may very well have done. I've only shown a very small handful of people this new shirt, mostly because I've not paid for the design yet. So I try not to show too many people, but it is very cool. And I think as far as it's a non-tarantula one, but it is awesome. So I'm just digging through my pictures now. Oh, I found it. Okay, you ready?
No, you got to be special, not special needs.
Come on.
More special
Oh, that's rubbish. It's not going to show.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I want
knew,
it.
Yeah, I knew that.
So it's not a great picture, that, I'm sorry, but it's
I want
basically,
it.
but you can't really see the details in it. Does that work? No. No.
Yeah, but what's your mum's favourite spider? Oh, a jumping spider.
So there you go. That's better.
The other two?
Yeah.
You only wanted one?
I want the pair of them.
No, you,
They're both
I like
Danny,
That's right, Scott. You just need all the 5.
we need a chat.
I'm sorry, man.
My money for inverts has just suddenly, gone down by a considerable amount.
You know what, mate? I mean, if it encourages kids and stuff to appreciate these animals that
That's it.
when
Yeah.
I was a kid, I didn't love them. I hated them. I hated bugs, and I wish so much that I wish I had somebody in my life at the time that would have been like, actually, Danny, come on, I'll show you. These are cool. These are cool, and I would have just respected them so much. I've got friends who were scared, terrified of spiders and stuff, and now they're not as scared of them. They respect them. They might still be a bit of fear, but they respect them, and they're far less likely just to go under a shoe.
Yep.
Now they're going to catch them in a glass and at least try and put them outside. I tell them not to put them outside because it's cold out there. But
Our friend Michael. Michael's gone dogging, by the way.
Layla, yeah. Layla does love a chicken. She's got it all around the gob and everywhere. Russell, Danny, you're spending all Scott's dosh.
yeah, I'm looking to spend the entire invert world's dosh.
Just you've got a lot of tea to make.
Listen, the more t-shirts you buy
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
the more you'll
yeah.
influence children to love tarantulas.
Right,
It's got great hearing too.
right.
Get me
I think Danny likes that thinking.
The paper shop's looking for a paper kid to do a lot of paper round.
I know I'm looking for another person to buy me more t-shirts.
Right.
If you do your review video and Scott does end up doing getting you something, I'll put something else in there that I want you to review. Yeah.
Woo!
There you go. You see, so you're getting extras, but it is nearly the time of year when a certain giant fat guy in a red suit comes around with a beard. It's not me, Santa, obviously. So you just have to wait and see. It's a few weeks away, isn't it?
I can wear my favourite hat.
There you
The
go.
lads at work keep on about my beard, and they're like, "How can we growing it long?" And I'm like, "Well, Christmas is nearly here. That's why I'm fat."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? got a lot of presents to deliver pretty soon. If you carry on with that attitude, you ain't got any.
I've come up with a very scientific, a real scientific reason why I think men grow beards, and I've never looked it up, and it probably just says this on the internet somewhere.
Cum catcher.
That shouldn't be on us, should it, bud? Hi.
I like the innocence of Layla. Put it that way.
It's probably for the best.
It's definitely for the best. When are you allowed your first boyfriend?
36.
Good girl.
At least he's being generous. I just said 40.
I've already had trouble with it.
Oh, she gets told. She gets boyfriend, and it's like, what? You got a who?
Have I approved?
I've already
Well, she had a boyfriend called Lewis about half an hour, but you didn't like your friends, so you said, "See you later."
literally.
That's the best way, girl. That's the best way. You don't need a boyfriend anyway. Just
I
like
have already said
focus on
Scott,
yourself.
pick him up and lock him in his van, then you can tie him up and kidnap him.
Which, if any future boyfriends of hers are watching, if you've hurt her, that's exactly what I will fucking do. Later, can you wipe the chicken from around your gob?
Don't be a bully.
If anything, you want to keep the chicken there because it will prevent the boyfriends.
Good point. Good point. A mum does that. A mum's just as bad.
Yeah.
But a mum's. I mean, I take the mickey out of her all the time, and she allows me to. She's got like what you call it? No, the eyes.
Oh, the lazy eye.
Lazy eye.
Right.
So like one eye looks this way and one eye looks over there, right?
That's double surveillance. You be careful.
That's how we got together because I thought she was eyeing me up, but she weren't. She's just a lazy eye, and I'm being deadly serious. I kept kind of going.
She's eyeing me up, but she's also eyeing him up.
Good girl.
Kirsty met me in Grand Central when I was a humble barman, and she came up to me with this story about how she was out with her friends, and her friend's boyfriend was trying to give Kirsty tips on how to talk to guys because Kirsty she'd been out of a relationship for a little bit of time because the last guy was an arsehole, and excuse my language, but she's just a sassy, independent lady. She don't need no man, which is fine. But she was like, he keeps trying to tell me how to pull. He keeps trying to tell me how to like chat up guys and stuff. And I was like, well, that's daft. Anyway, she goes off and she comes back later on for another drink. I give her my phone number thinking I'm dead smooth. Like, I went, yeah, love. Yeah, love. That's not how I did it. I was like, I said, here's my number. I said, just let him know. I said, you don't need any help. And then that was me trying to be smooth. And then years later, she goes, yeah, I made that story up, so you give me your number. Oh my God, you tricked me.
Tara played hard to get for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, proper made me work, yeah. And I was thinking, oh,
she's playing hard to get.
What's going? Did you follow my TikTok, Danny?
Yeah.
I'm not actually on the TikTok. I am on it, but I don't have any like content. I know. I'm gonna get told off. I'm so busy with the other stuff that I just haven't got time. And like I said to you, I don't like editing on my phone, and because I can't do it on my computer.
See, it's easy on your phone. There's an app called KineMaster. So if anybody's like thinking about starting YouTube, get KineMaster.
That's what I
Makes
use.
it a lot easier.
KineMaster.
KineMaster.
Coin.
It's on Apple and it's on Android.
Send me like some kind of information later.
I'll send it to you now, Danny. It's just how you can make your videos and edit them and stuff.
Okay.
I actually did a video on how to pull a woman on TikTok.
Huh?
If you want to see that.
That's funny.
This is exactly how I got Tara.
And if you watch that,
How to act when you see an attractive person. Make eye contact. Now look down, hold 1, 2, slowly look back, now look away. Soft smile, scratch your neck, lick your lips. Make eye contact, now wink. Now with the other eye, now with both eyes. Now smolder, more fierce. Stick out the tip of your tongue, now swallow really hard. Big deep breath. Eye contact, now bite the tip of your finger. Now bite the middle of your finger. Now bite the base of your finger, pull it out. Now subtly sniff your finger. Eye contact. Slowly start nodding yes. Yes. Now a little crazy in the eyes. Keep nodding, more crazy, and relax. Look back at them very quickly. Now look them up and down. Now lick your teeth and snap. How to act when you see an attractive person.
Well, again, for me, it's the.
Did you see where I swallowed the finger?
Yeah.
That gave Phil a semi.
Gonna say you got no reflex there, buddy. That's practice quality right there.
Jay says, Danny, KineMaster doesn't work on Hawaii phones anymore. Get a decent phone.
I know.
I'm on
Does it not, Andy? Something to do
I'm
with
on a Redmi.
the chipset sets.
the Xiaomi.
Jay's Jungle. Danny, do you have your own channel for your pet, or is it just purely for keeper cards?
I have a Danny Daemon account, which I have for my band stuff, and I occasionally sneak some keeper card stuff in to try and convince my metal friends to support me. I mean, if you think spider people are poor, my God, you want to meet the metal community. And then, joking, the spider people have got way loads of money and blow it on spider stuff. It's awesome.
And when you put metal community with invert community,
Yeah.
you got like me, Phil, and Danny, like absolutely brassic. Leah's just said apparently me and Ellie have got to do that. They have. Ellie and Leah are both going to do it respectively on their TikTok accounts as well as.
I don't stitch anything. I don't even know how to stitch or
You
whatever.
don't need to. Just click on the sound and use sound, and then that's it.
Okay.
Oh God, what are you getting me into?
Carly says, Scott, are you ready for a baseball bat and another piece of wood from Danny?
Are you ready for a bait? He's referring to the dressing gown incident.
He's not got to knock me out for him to give me wood. So we don't need the bat.
I just do a little dance right now, and there you go.
Why am I never on your live, Scott? Says Leah. Because you're not normally around. I do open mic nights where I put the link to come on in the chat. You used to click it. You don't know more.
By the way, Scott, I tried the 17-second scream.
Yeah.
I did it once out of like 10 attempts. I did it once, and even then, it wasn't like a Chester full length, full volume scream because I was like in this room. I thought, how would I possibly do a full 17-second scream without my neighbour thinking something was wrong? So yeah.
You heard of Kay the Screamer?
Hmm?
You heard of Kay the Screamer?
Kay the Screamer.
She does a lot. Well, he does a lot, I should say. Sorry, on TikTok, but then also on YouTube.
Okay.
He does it like amazing.
Yeah.
Only a little fella, like, but whoa, off it goes.
It's technique, and I watch. Is it Jared Downs?
Leah, you can come on next week then.
That guy.
We'll have an interview with Leah.
He did like an interview with people, and he'd go around. He'd be like, "Do a metal raw, do a metal scream," you know, and he'd get people and be like, "Raw," proper like deep, raw. And then you get other people going, "Yeah," and you get other people going, "Ah," and then he'd be like, so what's going on?" So he'd turn around and he'd be like,
"Go on," because
the ones who properly screams like, "Did that come naturally?"
Adult
Like,
conversation.
oh no, no, it does not come naturally. There's no such thing as natural aggressive vocals. It is
Hey,
practice.
Toby.
It is ripping your vocals
Hey,
out.
Toby.
This boy the king.
He also goes around like people and like name 3 songs from the band that you're wearing, kind of thing. Like put people on spot. Just like right, name 3 songs.
Well, with this band here, Keepers Creepers band.
Well, with whatever band T-shirt like people wearing, Jared just
The 18-year-old's wearing a Nirvana top, so he goes.
Yeah, I get what you mean now.
It's like right, name 3 songs, kind of thing. And some, that's not just because he's put people on the spot. They may really know that band, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. I've been asked questions like that, and I'm like, I don't know, and I don't know because you've asked me on the spot.
What's your channel for the music, Danny?
What was that?
What's the channel for the music?
My prognosis. You just want to go on my prognosis channel. Basically, what I do. If you search Dark Waters or Prognosis Dark Waters on YouTube, that's going to get you the latest thing we've done, which honestly is about a year ago. But in this year, we've trained 2 new members of the band up who are now gigging with them and stuff, so they're getting that experience as well. We're playing in Nottingham in January. If anyone in that sort of area wants to come watch us, you're more than welcome to. It's called Tap and Tumbler. And then we've got an entire album of new material, which we're going to be recording in March. Nice. So we're ready almost. And it is Definition on Spotify, which is our first album, is all right.
Nottingham's good, but when you come into like the heart of the UK, when you come into Coventry, that's what we need.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That's what
Once
we
the
need.
album's done, we're going to tour all around the country. Actually, I've got a spider story that relates to the band as well. So when I first got into my spider stuff, I
Sorry, remember Anton was on about the snakes. If you could see
the
that.
green tree pythons.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a hat draped on a.
I'm trying this external camera. I think they made it in the 60s.
Yeah, so I went to where did I play? It was somewhere in the Midlands. We went to play a gig, and I was like, getting into my spiders, and I went to a shop nearby, and I found there was an exotic pet shop nearby, and I'd only had like a couple of spiders at the time. And I came back with 3 spiders and had to look after them all night and take them home with me. Them guys were like focusing on the band stuff, and I've like, got my first GBB. I'm like, get back.
I had a spider given to me from somebody that's left the hobby, as well as a few other bits. And this is from a guy down in London. So, but my other friend that lived near this guy was coming up to Nottingham Sunday to stay in a hotel because he's doing a course this week. And I said to him, I said, mate, I said, I'm going to really struggle to get to you tonight. Can I come? He was like, I can't take him in the hotel. I'm going to have to come tonight then. So they've gone from there to there, and then in the car looking after. Do you know what I mean? Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, I have another spider story. I mean, I've got loads of spider stories, of course, but this one in particular is quite interesting. When I left the pub, I had to move in with Kirsty's mum and dad and Kirsty. And basically we were there for maybe
I like
6
that.
months.
I had to move in with Kirsty's mum and dad. You know, great. I own Kirsty.
Kirsty, yeah. Thanks for letting me stay your parent and looking after me, you know. So we ended up with I had like over 100 tarantulas and all my scorpions and my snake, and I had to find somewhere for them to live because I wasn't ready to sell them or give them away. So in the end, I can confidently say all my spiders are at Troy's house, Flawless Fangs. We had to travel across the Pennines with over 100 bugs in the back of the car, which was a nightmare for my mother because, again, she was the reason I had arachnophobia for years. Because Kirsty was like, there's absolutely no way in God's hell I'm driving across that hill in my car with them bugs. Like, just no.
Troy says, just
No.
not come back.
So all I could think was, if something bad happens, this is making national news, isn't it? If I crash and like emergency services come out, they're like, car crashes with 100 tarantulas in it.
And a bearded
So it
gingerbread.
would be great for publicity. Terrible for the spiders and myself. But we got near the bottom of the hill, and it's the what's it called? The Peak District. So it's pretty big up there. It's like some of the roads up there are like the highest in the UK.
Love the Peak District.
So we're going over the Peak District. Oh, just before we get to the Peak District, and it's all windy roads. So it's like, you know, you've got to be careful. It starts snowing heavily. Thinking, oh man, we ain't making it over this hill like this. We got to the top of the hill and it was sunny. It's like, what happened? But for a small stretch of time, it was just heavy snow. And I'm thinking, my God, this is it, isn't it? This is what's going to happen. So yeah, we got them all over there, and then literally, oh, there you go. Yeah. Just as I came back, he says, try.
As you know, Troy's also a good friend.
Yeah.
He's an absolute dickhead, but he is a good friend. He's a bit like Ellie. He'll put you in your place, but he'll also help you a hell of a lot.
I owe him big time.
I was an absolute dickhead then.
I don't really think I would have trusted anybody else to look after them. I'm actually going seeing him on the 12th briefly because I've got to go and I know he's busy on there. I think he's with Bugman Sam. But we're basically I'm going to be going collecting about 15 off him. I can't take them all yet, but
Fortunately.
Oh, I've got a neighbour who's angry at me.
Just put your dressing gown on.
It's not 11 o'clock yet, love. You can't do anything about it. There's laws in the UK, right? So yeah, cut the long story short, I'm going getting 15 spiders back off him, and they're going to go on that shelving over there behind me. So I'm going to start sort of easy, get my Nandu Tripper P and my T Albo and a few others, and then just go from there really. That was my neighbour Jay. Did you hear it too?
Yeah, I think we all heard.
Troy's off to bed, early start in the morning. Yeah, right.
That's all right. She rents. I bought mine.
You bang again, and I'll call you landlord.
Well, that's it. I'm going to call a landlord tomorrow.
Do you know, when I lived in a flat, right, 3 o'clock in the morning, neighbour above me's dog's barking like mad, and I've got to get up at like 6 for work and all the rest of it. And I knew where she worked. She actually worked in the range. And I think it was after 2 weeks, I phoned the range up. I was like, can you tell that fucking woman?
I can't complain to her boss because she don't leave the house.
Do you know what she said? She turned me, and this is like before Tara. She says, you can hear my dog all night. I can hear you fucking all night at the weekend. I was like, shit.
I'd be just like, if you got a problem,
Put
just...
tea on her door.
I wouldn't do that to my tarantulas.
No, I mean, see, I don't have these problems.
I
Can't even put a tea under her door.
That's the first time she's ever done that.
I have a lot of German lobster roaches.
I know they trick.
If any of my exotic animals got out, I imagine she'd be the first to try and kill them. I've never had issues with neighbours before, but apparently my current one.
Neighbours.
So there you go.
We did here. It got sorted out, and that's all I can say on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much more.
I say we had a neighbour doing whatever him and his mates were doing late at night. People coming up to his car outside my house with music going and all the rest of it. Let's just say somebody senior had a word in a big way, and it does not happen outside the house anymore.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to investigate who her landlord is. If she's knocking on my wall at this time of night, then I'm going to find out who she rents from, and I'm going to make a formal complaint tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you're loud. You haven't got music going. You got a conversation.
You're just talking.
I am a giant. I have a deep voice, and he probably is traveling.
It's only 10:25. Can we get
the UK law states?
Can we get a bit of the devil voice before 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
Before 11 o'clock, Danny. Can we get a bit of your devil voice?
You want some of my devil voice? We just start. Don't think she'll appreciate it.
Michael.
Put the paper bag on the doorstep, knock for the door, set it alight, and watch them stamp out the fire.
It was always dog shit when we were kids. You found some old paper, literally found dog shit, wrapped it up, lit the fuck, and knocked somebody's door.
Just doof, doof, doof.
Yeah, they come running out, stamp on it, put it out.
I am very curious who she rents from now, though.
Oh, see you later, Andy.
That's it, Andy.
Andy in the cupboard. He's Harry Potter. Did open mic night last week, so that's like I just put the link in the comments. Whoever wants to join joins, and Andy joined, and so he could be a bit quiet because of the family and everything. It was literally in his airing cupboard.
Andy's always in the cupboard.
He was Harry Potter. It's brilliant, isn't it, when he comes on like that.
I do need to. I don't know why I'm gonna.
Chris, are you off to bed as well, mate? No.
Right, Chris.
Right, Chris.
Oh,
You're in the comments as it goes. As
She's an older lady, and she probably
Eddie
just doesn't do anything. So she's probably dead silent in her house all the time.
You know what happened? Eddie the Beast will come round, literally knock your door, and go, "You have you been upsetting my nan?"
No, I'll be 6'4" at the doorstep going, yeah. And if she knocks on my door, knocks on my door at any point or my wall, I'll be making formal complaints to the landlord and the police because I am petty as fuck.
The police are going to take her side. It's the landlord that you need.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, I'm too young for the police to take my side yet. I'm desperately to want to find out.
And what year was it you played Bloodstock?
2018, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
New Blood.
New Blood stage. It was good. It was fun. I'm one of the judges in Metal to the Masses in Manchester this year, so
nice.
Get to pick who goes next.
I wonder how many gigs you two have been together and not known that you were there at the same time. You know, Bloodstock.
Bloodstock. I was at Bloodstock that year. I've been going since 2013 when I played.
You played Bloodstock?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Whoa!
Yeah,
where can we look to some of your music, Phil?
Yeah, on the New Blood stage. The band I was in on the Norwich Metal to the Masses in 2013.
Is there anything on YouTube?
Yeah.
Go on then. Share.
Where is it?
So I'll find the link.
Is it copyrighted?
No, we're never big enough for that.
Scott, do you reckon you'd complain if I started playing porn during the day really loud? And leave the house?
I've done that before when Tara's been on the phone to like doctors or something. I've just typed in sex noises on YouTube and just pressed play. Or if the takeaway driver comes to the door and she goes to the door, oh mate, I'm like, babe, hurry up, we've got to get the midget out of the straps.
Jade, she had an operation recently. She's a little old lady. Apparently, though, according to the whole street, she's a bit of a fucking a bit of a bitch. I moved in and literally half the neighbours were like, yeah, just don't take any shit off her. I was like, well, mate, I bought my house, so unless I'm breaking the law, she's basically got no ground to do anything.
But she might not have anybody, and that might be her only thing. You don't know, do you? That's the thing.
I know, but that's not how you make friends, mate.
No, it's not. It's not. No.
That's not how you make friends.
Yeah, the crab one. Scott, ask him about the crabs.
Ask who about crabs?
Yeah, that's true, Jade. I can't complain about neighbours being loud.
There's a link in the chat to the only music video we done.
We have a 3-year-old with
Stealing that.
bits and bobs going on, as you all know, so they have to put up with a lot.
He might be some kick in the wall as well. Not really. It's like,
Did you write any of this stuff?
What?
Did you write any of the music?
Yeah, well, I write all the drums.
Nocturna rings a bell.
So I've got permission from the owner to play it.
Yeah.
Is that too loud, or?
I don't think you can hear it.
You got it?
That power metal.
Yeah, power still. This is like most commercial one. We've done a bit of prog. This is all we know exists Immortal.
Yes, of course.
This is all recorded by Merrick.
Ah.
You on the drums
then?
still?
Yeah.
Man's got a style.
Are you on the drum?
The video was all filmed just outside Rochdale.
Nice.
They hired a van from North.
There it is.
To go up.
Whereabouts in Rochdale? Or just whereabouts out of Rochdale?
No idea. Some hilly field surrounded by some hills.
Sounds like that's where I filmed the trailer for Keeper Cats.
We were joined by some sheep. They came and watched.
Subscribe.
Nice.
And then
Keys as well.
and stuff, and then and some people that just were walking past, walking the dogs, end up, they decided to sit on the hills watching us as well. I asked about the crab video. Oh, you mean in the evil scarecrow video?
On Crabulon.
Yeah.
That's a
They
classic.
we had a bit over lockdown. The first one. One of my colleagues.
Just drop the link to that video
we done like a
down in the comments.
a
Click on
secret
it.
Facebook group just for all the staff and volunteers and stuff. So all the people that couldn't come to the park because it went down to 4 of us a day at a time, just to share like photos, videos, and set it up. And one of my colleagues done some like dancing in the prep room kind of thing to the radio. So then I was like, right, I'll respond to my bit. So I've done some headbanging to Gajira in the bug house.
Yeah.
And then decided to get some cuddly crabs, strap them to myself, and do crabulon in the crab house as well, which my director then put off on our Facebook page, Park's official Facebook page, which then, someone, with soft toy crabs on my head and on my shoulders.
What was that
then,
for, Steve?
Evil Scarecrow then shared it
themselves.
Because someone tagged. I think they tagged the bassist and like, look, your music's keeping people saying it during lockdown. Keeping the zookeepers saying.
That's amazing.
And then when they put out about doing Crabulon in lockdown, I got some of the other keepers and volunteers involved to do it in one of our enclosures and stuff. So we're in the video as well with a pony. That pony decided to join us. We're like, what are you doing?
There's a pony.
Why are you all in him? Why the hell are you walking sideways?
My only other claim to fame on anything is I'm on WWE SummerSlammer and WrestleMania 2019. So, yeah. I'm actually on you'll see me on WrestleMania. You'll see me on.
That's where I know you from. You
I'm not the
with a
wrestler.
bigger beard.
I'm Rowan with a smaller beard. But I got
Steve
Eric
says
Rowan
he was
to
on
wear
Sky
a
Sports
t-shirt.
in 1996 for over 3 hours, if that counts. What for, Steve? Oh, I was a start marshal for the World Speedway final at London Stadium. That was in Hackney. That is pretty epic.
Ellie, have you ever been on telly?
You said what? Sorry?
Have you ever been on telly?
If OnlyFans count.
When I was younger for rugby, that was about it.
When you were younger, what did you do?
See you later, Jade.
I was on rugby team. But I was really little. I was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7.
Oh.
It was for rugby.
Rugby.
World ranked for chili eating.
One of them.
Playing Bloodstock was amazing. That was when I was in that band, that was our 9th gig that we never played. Was sort of like playing New Blood stage of Bloodstock.
That's cool though.
Wow, Stefan's got world ranking in chili eating.
And what was epic is that Gus G came and watched us.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Gus G.
Leah was on the Irish Disney Club. Jay Spider King, I got cooked from a scene in Peep Show when I used to be a club DJ.
That's super.
Anton on Will ranked in being a fat Scotsman. Michael says that music video is cool stuff, Phil.
That was our most commercial one. Then I think you can find our longest one was like we've done most of the ones were like 10 minutes long. I think most of our songs.
No, you got it. You sure?
The one, find it.
There's actually a sauce called Shit the Bed.
That's all.
Just trying to find a picture myself, actually.
Even like the fan favorite song was called Blood Rising. which there's a link for that.
Nice.
A couple of the guys from there, they're now doing music for films and stuff. So the keyboardist and lead guitarist, Josh
That's
and
brilliant.
Frosty, they done some of the music for the Black Widow trailer.
Oh, cool. That guy's, everyone used to say I look like him, and you can kind of see why. And he's actually got a Prognosis t-shirt on, which you can't really tell. So for like just a little bit of time, he looked like me. That's that was us in Lee Award, and that's the crowd behind us.
What's it feel like when you've got that many people in front of you going mental for your music?
It's mad knowing that many people were staring at you. So when you come off stage and you look this fucking obvious, they recognise you. But it was cool. It was really cool. Like I felt humbled more than anything. Really, I just really felt humbled and nervous as fuck for like the first 10 minutes. I had sunglasses on which I was supposed to take off, and I had them on for the first song. So really nervous. Well, if you don't get nervous, then it's not natural.
You got to have some nerves when you go on. Like, I always find it's as I go on to the stage. Well, when I was gigging and stuff, especially like Buzzsaw, it was like as I then walked up the steps, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to do this. There's actually people in this watching me, sort of thing. And I'm behind the drum kit.
The biggest shock for me was having like a 30-foot long stage, like between me and the drummer. It felt like it was about 30 foot. So the cables we had to buy were like ridiculously long because we weren't used to playing that far away from our amps.
Yeah.
And any time I'd move to the left or to the right, I couldn't hear myself at all, and it felt everything was quiet, apart from like a drum kit in the background, compared to what you can normally hear when you're actually in a crowd and it's just big speakers and it's booming. Doesn't sound like that.
You watch something like as a music lover, you watch your band, but you don't realise like the distance you are from each other. Does that like take an emotional effect on you when you go from being quite close in pubs and tight knit, and then suddenly you're on stage with so much room?
It was cool. It was just really cool having that much space and experience in that.
Like I say, do you think you can enjoy the moment a bit more? Like it's just almost
next time I will. Next time I definitely will. Like I hope there's a next time. There will be a next time. There should be a next time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to send you a link to my
I think
video and selflessly promote myself.
Michael says he looks like Van Gogh but with 2 ears. high in sex with Chaz again.
I do.
No, he does.
Oh my god. I've got 420 subscribers on Prognosis. It's not a lot of subscribers, I know, but like as a band, you don't really get subscribers.
Did you say
making
sex with Chaz is a 15-year-old nice kid?
Yeah.
Chaz, do you want to drop your YouTube link down in the comments? And if a few of you could go and subscribe to him, that would be absolutely awesome. I've said it before and I'll say it again and I'll say it again and again and again. You know, they are the future of our hobby. We need to show them support just like they show our hobby support. So please go subscribe to him when he drops his link down in the comments. He said he's 16.
I'll send you a link. Could you post that into the group, please?
Mm-hmm.
Seven's just posted a link. Seven's posted it.
Yeah.
And Stefan's just put up Insects with Chaz's channel. He's on 13 subscribers.
I've just subbed.
If 7 of you could subscribe, we could get him to 20. That would be amazing.
I just had quite an interesting email, actually.
It's on 19 now.
Wow, that's gone
This is definitely applicable to the situation.
Well, just said it is up to 20.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. But remember, watch his videos as well and comment, because like I said, the kids are the future of this hobby.
So yeah, somebody just messaged me on I started a group on Facebook called the Manchester Tarantula Club, and I've just had a message off a girl saying, "Hi there, can you help or post this on your page, please, so someone can help? My mum's a letting agent, and one of her tenants has left the property, and there's a tarantula in there. It hasn't been fed for weeks, has no heat on, there's no gas electric at the property. What's the best way to rehome or help the animal? We're not able to take it." So I said, "Hey, where are you? I can come and get it."
I've set up pages in Coventry for rehoming any animal, and I think I've got 6 curly hairs here that have come from that.
I recently got given a curly hair and a versicolor that were found in a house clearance.
Some Payas, we've had a couple of snakes, which we've rehomed.
Not enough they rang work up about it, because one of our operations manager and one of our creators spoke to me about it. They're like, he found them, doesn't know what to do. Apparently he was going to just let them go just outside until someone told him you can't do that. Luckily someone said, no, that's not allowed, you can't do that. And then someone like, I don't know if it's the same person who suggested ringing my work, and then we're like, Bill, do you want to just so I was like, I'll just take him in. I'll bring him into my collection. We have a spare enclosure at work that we've been looking for something to go into, and I was like, if one might be suitable to go on display, we'll put one on display.
Of course, yeah.
Once I know that it's sort of healthy and stuff.
Contaminated almost. Yeah.
Steve, if you do start up a channel, let us know, and we'll beat your channel around the YouTubes and the Facebook pages as well as.
So yeah, the versicolor may well go on display within the zoo.
That's awesome. And so it should, if you're happy with it going there, then what a spider to have on display.
Well, to me, it makes no difference because I'll be working with it anyway.
It's just like, you might as well bring your collection to the zoo and just let them.
It is.
It is.
I live in the zoo.
Did you see his pictures?
Yeah, you do. The flat in the park or something, isn't it?
I'm in the middle of the zoo. I think I counted up the other day or something over 100 species in my flat.
That's awesome. Very jealous.
Of mixed invertebrates and stuff, and then got all the ones at work.
Do you have stuff to do at night?
Not really. Like occasionally, go down and check an animal if it's stuff that's happened over the day or whatever, or it's been on medication and needs medication at night or whatever, or, But otherwise, don't really have to go and check anything.
That's amazing.
Stuff, and sometimes go to sleep with the sound of tigers calling at night.
That's very cool as well. If not a little awkward.
Insects with Chaz. This is his word. Says. Also, I have special needs, and I do all this stuff. That's very impressive.
He does.
Very impressive. Chaz,
he's a shy guy, but he's started coming onto comes onto at the end of our streams when I stream with Amy and stuff. He'll just come onto the end of those and we'll have a chat for a while. But we're going to get him onto a live one eventually, aren't we, Chaz?
Yeah.
So no, I like that as well, though, Scott.
It was yesterday, actually. One of our old volunteers popped in with his support worker, or 2 support workers yesterday. Don't know where to, because doesn't need to. And he found this Beetle article in a magazine that he had. So he was like, give that to Phil. Phil would like that. I want to go to the zoo and give that to Phil. I was like, that's awesome.
That is amazing. It's very kind. Yeah, guys, I'm probably going to bail in a few minutes, just as a heads up.
Yeah, I'm going to do this in as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can turn around and say till like 11, and then I'll have her on my back, the girl. So
All night, Steve.
nice, Steve.
That's it.
I just want to say, like,
Around
honestly,
10.
thank you for having me. Like, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I've really enjoyed myself. And I'd like to come on to another stream with you at any point. It's been great.
Definitely, most definitely.
We'll have to get you on the AKAC at some point.
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe you should join us for the game tonight.
They nick all my games.
Yeah, that could be fun. The Christmas games night on the 19th. If you get, it'll be a quiz, and if you get a question wrong, there'll be a punishment.
There'll be a punishment.
Yep.
Fair enough. Yeah, sounds exciting. What day is that? A Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a photo shoot in the morning, but then I'm free pretty much for the rest of the day then.
The only thing is, you do have to be tolerant with bad language and twerking sessions.
Grinding of chairs and putting underwear on your head.
Underwear on my head's fine. The twerking thing, I'm joking. I'll twerk if you want.
Depends whose underwear you're putting on your head and how crispy it is.
It's a stream, isn't it? So they've not invented teleporting underpants yet.
Chad
So
says, if I have to say I'm autistic. Oh, lad's autistic, mate. We get tons of purple hearts put in the blue hearts. Sorry, put in the chat when we normally chat about it because everybody supports it. And
Yes,
tell you what, you'd be very surprised at the amount of people that are in the comments right now with autism, and I completely normal human
We're all on the
beings.
spectrum.
You're no different to anybody else.
We're all on the spectrum somewhere.
certainly are.
Oh, thank you, Derek. That's awesome.
So,
Reptile Invasion says definitely a great stream. Such a variety of topics. Just awesome.
but one thing to mention that before Danny goes that he hasn't mentioned is he's now doing live streams on a Friday.
Mhm.
Yes.
The Great British Invert Show.
Yeah. Total rip off of the Great British Bake Off, but it's. We're doing Tarantula Week on Friday because we gotta try and warm up into it. I just don't know what content to cover. I haven't got any bugs here to show anyone. It's kind of rubbish, but I'll have some next week. And then, yeah, I'm just trying to come up with like concepts for games and bits like that, and just for a couple of hours on a Friday, just whilst this Kickstarter stuff's running, and then gives everyone an opportunity to sort of have a chat and see who I am. Because last year I was doing the TTSNT stuff. A lot of people kind of got to know me through that, and I think that really helped kind of give people confidence to pledge towards me because they knew I wasn't like a faceless product, whereas my face is all over my products basically. So Keeper Cards is synonymous with Danny Daemon, and that's a good thing because I get to talk to people and they can talk to me, ask me questions about the products and ask me questions about what I know. And then if they want to buy stuff, they can. And if they don't, then screw you. I'm joking.
I think
But it is, isn't it?
I think with I don't want to finish on a downer, but with the virus keep fucking mutating into the Omicron and this fucking thing and that fucking thing, you need injections to do this. If you're gonna fart, you need your second COVID vaccine, all that bullshit. I think possibility of another lockdown on the 18th. The more streams we get going through the week and the weekends, the better, because it's something to look forward to every single night.
Precisely. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
No, I love that, man.
That's it. Found out our local pub is closing this week for good.
Local
Oh.
pub.
Yeah, our local pub. The one there's not really. The other nearest one is have to drive to it. This one we could walk to it
The Blue Hearts are for you, Chaz.
from work we found. So yeah,
Oh.
Friday night I'm going to go over there for one last drink at the local pub.
That's devastating, man.
Yeah.
Is you just lack of interest in it or something?
Financial, with the uncertainty of everything.
Yeah.
It's an independent pub, which has always been really nice about it because they do what they like. The one we went to, Leah, that's going to be no more as of Sunday. Sunday's the last day.
Omicron sounds like they can't spell unicorn properly.
It just sounds like the Decepticons are coming.
To me, it sounds like Omicron Persei, which is the planet that thingy comes from our Futurama.
It
I don't know what
sounds
it's called.
like a computer that was released in the 80s.
Yeah. Omicron.
Omicron 1924.
Yeah. Sounds like a processor.
I was bullied into getting my second vaccine. I had the first one in April. I had the other one last Saturday.
Yeah.
I weren't gonna do it because Tara had two, right? And spoons stick to her fucking arm like it's a magnet. And I was like, nah, fuck it. But my mum,
She's having you on, mate. Them spoons stick to everyone's arms.
but my mum was like, look, you know, you can't come round unless you get your second one because you can't put us at risk. And then it was like, what do you do? I was like, Mum, I booked it. Literally, I went, Mum,
You've got to just
going Saturday. Yeah.
I've had both of mine, and I'll probably have a booster when they finally offer them to us. But
Yeah,
but
so
if you don't have it, you're putting yourself at risk, massively so. I spoke to a lad today. He's had COVID twice. He said the first time, if he moved, he couldn't breathe. And he said, and this was in the March when it first came out.
oh wow,
So they weren't quite admitting people for it then. And he said he had it for the full 2 weeks, recovered for another 2 weeks. So 4 weeks off work. He works at a recycling plant. He said he's since been double vaccinated. He had it again, and he said he had a slight cough for 2 weeks and flu-like symptoms for 24 hours, and that was it. I was like,
sounds good.
that shows you the difference that the vaccine actually does
Oh
do.
yeah, no, it's just
And I thought,
when
I
it
am
first came about, man, there was just
glad I've got
no
it.
antibodies out there, so everybody was super vulnerable, and it killed a lot of people, and that's what these diseases and viruses do, unfortunately. But having those antibodies, even if you get it again, once you've got the antibodies, your body's got something there to fight it, even if it's not a proper fight. It's something. You know.
You've got a little army in your body ready to go. Come on, you bastard!
Yeah, that's it. You can
Got your own
tell
Viking army covered in blood with their axes.
Precisely. But yeah, no, I think you were right in getting it, and you get to see your mum and everything, which is good. So.
Oh no, Christian, mate. I had COVID in January, still have long COVID symptoms, and I'm asthmatic. Fingers crossed, everything goes back to normal for you, Sunshine.
Yeah, long COVID's a nasty one, mate. That's the worst part of the COVID thing at this point. I've got Kirsty's brother, his missus has got long COVID symptoms. Kirsty's still she still gets short of breath because she had it. She had it for I had to live at my guitar player's house for 10 days. But yeah, so Chaz just said, do I remember a Mantis order, and it's came today. I'm glad it has, mate, and I'm glad it's arrived safe as well.
Awesome. Night, Carl. Take care.
Yeah, I'm going to go as well now, guys, because
it is over the weekend.
So, yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun, and I can't believe I told you the story about me in a dressing gown. I can't believe Kirsty told you.
to be honest, I mean, the streams I used to do 8 till whenever, and then I was like, that's it, 8 till 10. So 10 o'clock is normally the cut off, and we've gone on till 11 because you're pretty epic.
There you go.
Well, I do advise anybody, if you're at a show, go say hello to Danny. He might look like a big, massive giant, but trust me, he is one of the most friendliest giants you'll ever meet.
I'm horrible.
Also, if you see Ellie or Phil, make sure you go say hello to those guys as well, because they've got big hearts just the same.
Oh yeah, I want to meet everybody, and just don't come up to me like, yeah, you know me, I'm Charlie, or I'm John. You're gonna have to be more specific, because I'm not very good at usernames unless I talk to you regularly. I'll just.
The Friday stream is it's you, Amy, and who's the other one?
We have Jeremy. Jeremy's Wild World.
Oh yes, yeah. Now I've got
you. Jeremy has got an incredible amount of inverts. Some really cool stuff.
And a Amy's good knowledge base as well. They both have, to be fair.
I've got some good co-hosts, and I'm always looking for guests as well. So if anyone's watching, you guys can definitely come and jump on the stream. Happy to have you.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Much love, folks, and everyone in the chat. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Boris, thanks for coming
Bye,
on.
bye.
We
Take
appreciate
care,
it.
guys and girls.
Scott, I'm leaving you too.
I was just about to say, it is 2 minutes to 11. We're all pretty tired. What an amazing geezer.
That's
Pretty
it.
epic. All the links have been dropped down in the comments, so please go back, hook him up, go check out the channel, go check out Kickstarter, and go check out Ellie's Bug Babies, check out Incredible Inverts and Other Animals, check out Unusual Pets, the Spider King, go check him out too, who haven't missed. Spider Mom 1978, make sure you hook her up with a subscription. Mark the Spider Guy, he is like the godfather of us all. Make sure you hook him up with a subscription. JJ's Tarantulas as well. Have I missed anybody that's still...
I'm 2 away from 550.
What? Wow. Phil, put your link in the thank you, Stefan. Put your link in the comments. So Phil is 2 away from, what was it, 550?
Yeah.
So if 2 of you aren't subscribed to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals, hook him up, man. Phil's knowledge is absolutely incredible. And in the next few years, God knows what he's going to be having on that channel with him living in a zoo. Right, Spider King. Charlie's going to sub up to you.
Hopefully with conferences opening back up again. Hopefully,
Unusual Pets is only 8 away from 450. Hook her up as well then. She's got something extra special cooking.
there it is.
Have you put it in, Phil?
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Come up on StreamYard.
Click on Incredible Inverts and Other Animals link just there. Get him up to 550. That would be absolutely awesome. Like I said, the man's got content for years because he lives in a zoo. Leah's also over 1,000 followers over on TikTok. To get followers on TikTok, if you guys want to hit 1,000, just go onto
Cheers, guys. I've gone over now. Cheers,
go
guys.
onto one of the grow parties on TikTok, and everybody follows each other, and you can hit 1,000 in literally a few days on those grow parties. And then you've got all the options that TikTok opens up for you at that point. Lee Pang, Lu Pang, you still, yeah, you got to message me, man, because Lu Pang's over in Coventry. Wow, Christian's got 6,000 over there. Wow. Bye, Ellie.
Bye, Ellie.
Right, yeah,
Yep.
I'm off. I want a cup of tea and a bit of a chill before bed. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you popping in.
Yeah, no, cheers for the invite.
Definitely. Right, night, everybody.
No, everyone, chat. Cheers for the subs.
Oh my God. There we go. See you later, everybody.